All right, take two. We're gonna try again. Thank you,
No,
Emmy.
Oh.
Yeah, I
Oh,
was muted
fuck.
on stream. Yeah.
Rip.
10 out of 10, dude. That's like 3 or 4 times I've done that. I need to have a weak aura that's like fucking unmute your shit. All right, so
We need weak auras for real
weak
life.
auras for real life,
God.
right? Dude, I'm the best.
Where's the Google glasses for my weak auras?
Yeah, right. There it is. All right. So last week we picked up and played a little bit around in Texas farm where his family lives. Found out a lot of interesting stuff. Mostly that Tex's dad supposedly worked for and met a famous hero of old. Um, Possibly actually met him, not 100%. And that he works with Ox's brother as well. He runs an orphanage underneath his farm for wayward sorcerers, little children sorcerers, supposedly. Have yet to see that or interact with it, but Dad seemed pretty certain. Mom was happy, and I don't think she noticed or cared about anything else in the world other than the fact that her young boy was home and he brought him a girl with him. She went straight to making pies and all the motherly duties of the old proper Southern ladies right fast.
One note is when we would have went up, I would have helped her and Ash with the baking.
Okay. Other than that, there was a drunk brother on a rascal scooter shooting at him with a high-powered sniper rifle, which was interesting. A quick look at her sister's fine choice in assault troops to protect the farm, and how quickly your team was dismantled by these highly paid, highly effective mercenaries. Um, Other than that, a lot of just good character building, a lot of holes in stories being filled, and then new holes being poked. But with that, you guys have basically had a full night's rest. But with that, yes, synchronous orbit was the word I was looking for. Thank you, by the way. But with that, yeah, you guys had a full night's sleep. You find yourself in the lovely rooms provided to you by the farm and what did I call it? Yeah, the Red River Farms. So when you wake up in the morning, all of you, pretty decent
So
night's sleep. Can I finish? Can I finish? Can I hold on? No. What's up? What are you doing? Fucking interrupt me again, Greg. No.
The night before is when I would have went to talk to my sister about Tim.
Okay.
So basically, after dinner, everyone's going to bed. I would have basically went to her at that point.
Okay. Everybody, you're making your way towards your rooms that you've been given. Some of you doubled up, some of you not. But for the most part, you bed down for the night. Tex, you move up to your sister's room to talk to her about your brother. And when you do, you knock on the door, and she very, quietly said, "Come on in." You walk in, you can see her in her room. Her room, a mess of data pads, a few computers, weapon parts, all sorts of interesting stuff kind of laid about. You can see she is very meticulously cleaning weapons currently, but go ahead.
Holy shit, you got quite the setup here.
She smirks and is like, "Head of security has his perks."
But came to talk to you about something a little bit more serious. I want to know what you know about Tim.
She kind of hangs her head. Hold on one second.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, they're in trouble.
God damn it, you know I'm streaming. Isn't the light on? Stop making no streaming noise.
It's exactly what just happened.
Oh yeah, I forgot when you put your mic up, you don't go deaf.
No.
Oh, that's why I love doing it, because he can't answer back.
Yeah. Yeah. So where were we? She looks at
She
you,
was cleaning
sees
her
the things.
shit.
Yeah, and she's like, "I want what you have on Tim's death." She kind of gets up. You can see, walks over. Her kind of nightgown kind of open ups. A lot of new tattoos. You don't ever remember having that many. But she walks over, fires up a computer, quickly pulls a folder, throws it to you. She's like, "That's everything I got."
And what do you think happened?
Some mafioso motherfuckers offed him.
Couldn't find nothing deeper than that. Just think it's it.
It's like, you're more than welcome to have a look. We have other things to do around this farm. Trust me, I spent a good 3-4 months trying to figure this out. Every lead was dead. All the holes were dry. And anybody who could talk was incinerated or in a morgue or in the ground. They cleaned up very well.
That's how Tewas does things. Thank you, sis.
She nods and looks at you, and she's just like, "What do you think you're going to do about it?"
Well, lucky for me, I already had business with Tewas. So, they're gonna get what's coming to them.
She pauses for a moment at the computer.
I dramatically walk out of the door.
As you're like leaving, she
Yeah.
kind of goes, "You had dealings with Tewas before? Which ones?"
Well, as you know, I was sold into slavery by them. And I was with them for most of my life. I happened to get, a little close to a lady. And lady happened to be the daughter of the leader.
She just looks at you like, "What the hell was you thinking?"
I thought consensual intercourse was okay. Apparently not.
She shrugs, simply says, "So for your discretion?"
Yeah, they've been hunting me pretty much across space. As far as I know, they haven't surfaced since I was declared dead, so maybe they think I had died then, but with a network like theirs, they might know.
She kind of slides over to one of the tables and she's like, "You pissed off a boss by messing with his daughter, and they never found you. And then Tim died."
That's why I'm thinking there's something deeper. I think they might have him.
She's like, "They definitely don't have him. We have a body."
You ain't seen the shit I've seen. I don't think you could fake a body.
She kind of rolls her shoulder back. She's like, "It's doable, but he hate you that much that he would fake a body rather than just kill something you are kin to."
I had sex with his daughter and he's hunting me across the galaxy. I'm known to most of his associates. Yeah, it's that kind of asshole.
She kind of just is like, "Take a look at that. See what you see. And get out of my room."
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I'll leave.
Okay. You shut the door. You can hear a fist slam into something. You walk back to your room.
Yeah.
Everyone the next morning, no matter what happens, you catch them sleep. You have a sleepless night thinking about, oh shit, what did I just drop on my sister? Who knows? But you all are greeted with bacon, coffee, pastries, all sorts of shit just hitting your nostrils real hard, real fast. Ash, who crawled next to you, is already up, and she's like, come on, I heard your mom say some shit about I have to be down there with you first, or I don't know what the hell the rules are.
Yeah, mom's a little proper.
Yeah, and she's
I'll
like,
get up.
if you leave me with her again, I will murder you in your sleep.
You guys needed to bond, alright? Nothing says bonding like apple pies.
She's like, as she puts on her she has like a little vest on right now, and she grabs Leech's pistol, and she's like, puts it in there. She's like, it just
And
looks
at
pretty
this
fucked
point,
up.
I will give her a big hug, and I'll be like, thank you for being with her, though. She's honestly the happiest I think I've seen her.
She's like, well, she's not bad, just real touchy, real huggy.
So we'd head down to breakfast.
All right. A lot of you make your way down to breakfast at whatever time you do. And as the day kind of greets the windows, you get that really super bright light hits your face, and it's just kind of like, but you're summoned down to the tables for the food spread. It's good. Everything you guys could want it in a breakfast. The meat is real. The eggs fresh. Everything seems just 10,000 times better. Leech, you've had things very comparable, but this has its own kind of homey goodness that you can't really get in a restaurant. It's pure.
I'm gonna be there with like kind of a big pile spread all across like 2 plates as I'm sitting there like taking a bite and then just kind of like savoring it for a minute. And then I take another bite and I'm like eating super slow. Like
Nice.
I'm just not talking. I'm just eating.
I'd be like, I told you love the food.
I'm gonna look at Wolf. You need to learn how to cook like this.
You can't replicate that kind of flavor. That shit needs fresh, and unfortunately, raising cattle in space is really hard.
You hear the sound of a motorized scooter coming down a ramp as your big brother, Jimmy, comes in. He's like, hey, brother, how's it going? Didn't see you. Oh, can't wait for breakfast.
Like, Jimmy, you son of a bitch.
He's like, sorry for shooting at you. I didn't could tell it was you.
You fucking destroyed my quad, you asshole. Made me think you were a good shot too, but then, I saw the other ones.
Hey, I'm getting better. Fuck you, little brother. And he slugs you in the arm, and you're just like remembering, he's the one who used to beat you up when you were little, and you just like, oh, still hurts a little.
At this point, I'd freaking have my I'd have my arm power up, and I'd just be like, "You sure you want to keep doing that?"
You're gonna bring a weapon to the dinner table, Mom's gonna get you. I don't have to worry about you. And he runs over your foot with his rascal scooter. It's like, as you can see, he just kind of just grabs a plate and throws it on it. And the thing's like, hey, Mama. And your mom comes running in, just like, no, don't fight that at my table, Mama. Just going,
It was a joke, Mama.
he gives her a kiss. She comes over. Oh, Ash, it's just a pleasure to see you again. And she just goes, right? And Ash just holds your hand just a little tighter, just a little. And she's like, ugh. But yeah, Leech there with your plate. Ox, what do you do?
I'm gonna eat.
How hungover is he from that fucking beer from you? So that thing got rid of the effects of drunkenness. Would it have eliminated a hangover as well?
Doesn't seem to have one, at least.
I would eat fast. Eat a lot.
There's plenty.
Yeah. And then to the point where it would be like, my God, where?
What is this?
I don't know. This is the South, and did you see my brother?
And then
Not a little boy.
by the time I'm done eating, it would be like, all right, so let's go. Well, ready? Let's leave.
Where are we going? As I'm eating a piece of bacon, like
Super slow, yeah. Leech has like more than half of his food left to do. Wolf, what are you doing?
I'm just gonna look at you. Be like, it's gonna get cold if you keep eating it that slowly. I know it's good.
Okay.
Okay.
Just let me savor.
I would look. Are there grits?
Yes, anything at a southern breakfast would be there.
Okay, I would get a big bowl of grits and some bacon. Some. Just sit down in town.
All right. With that,
As Jimmy was
oh, go ahead.
as Jimmy was doing whatever he was doing, I'm gonna say, if you want to be a better shot, I can try to help.
He's like, oh, you some kind of fancy shooting sniper or something?
I'm on my way, Andre.
Be
He's
like,
like,
didn't you see his rifle by the door? The big red one?
oh man, I don't go out the door. I got my ramp on the side.
Fucking rascal problems.
He's like,
Oh, God.
well, if you're gonna be here a few days, I wouldn't mind some company up in the tower. Maybe show me a thing or two. We shoot some robots. Be fun.
Few days. We're headed out after breakfast.
Oh, really? Paul said you guys would stick around. Someone's brother be coming in.
Yeah, we're gonna be staying here, Ox. You can hold your horses.
We don't have to.
Nah, and hearing how badass your brother is, even if you did try to go, you honestly think he wouldn't fucking drag you back here by the ear?
I still think we should leave.
He's narrowed you down to where the fuck you were. He'd fucking sniff you out in 10 minutes.
I really don't want to get shot by Tex's dad.
Whoa, that was fucking my sister's problem. That won't be happening again.
I distinctly remember over the holo call that a bunch of bullets are going to be flying in Ox's direction if he tries to leave while Jacob's en route. And since I seem to be the sponge lately for bullets, I don't want to do that.
Well, it's because you're ugly, man.
Wow.
I'm going to look at you and I'm going to be like, this face is beautiful.
Yeah, learn how to eat and then tell me how beautiful you are, fucking Prince Handsome over there. So I start fucking chowing down on some food proper.
I've been eating MREs for the last 6 months. This is good. This has flavor. This is something that we have not experienced in a while. I'm going to savor this, okay? Before I get shot again. Because bullets hurt.
What I have engineering knowledge. What I think a fabricator, like what would it, if we try to bring ingredients like this to it, what would happen?
It would replicate them to the best of its ability.
So would it taste more like this, or would it still taste more like an MRE type?
So let me explain this for you real quick.
Because it's at a molecular level that it's
Right.
made,
Oh, yeah,
right?
exactly.
So it would
So
be
check.
basically like a fresh tomato if we could get fresh tomatoes, right?
I'll give you the same analogy my teacher gave me in school this week because it's fucking super good and awesome. What's the difference between a cook and a chef?
Skill.
No idea.
Both of them follow a recipe and they both will make a cake. But a chef knows you leave the eggs out for a better room temperature consistency so things mix better and become smoother. A chef knows why the ingredients are there. A cook knows how to do it. The replicator knows how to do it. It does not know why it does it. So your replicator can get very close, but it'll never have that. It'd always be like a 90% rather than 100. It'll get real close though, so the fresher, better ingredients you bring into that thing, hell yes. Down to a molecular level, like your eggs on this farm might taste different from eggs on another farm because the eggs have a different molecular makeup. So yes, if you brought farm fresh eggs from your farm there, they would taste like the eggs from your farm at about 90%.
So with this knowledge, I'd be like, hey, Ma, by the way, when we take off, I'm going to need some of everything. We got a fabricator, and yeah, I want fucking this food, not that fucking MRE bullshit anymore.
I got you, Suge. No worries. I'll send Ash with a care basket. Ash is just looking at you like, the fuck? Ash is like, actually, ma'am, you can call me Mama. It's okay. She's like, Mama Sherman, Wolf does most of the cooking. And your mom just looks at her for a second and then looks at Wolf and just kind of goes, "Oh, you just a little comedian. I love her. I love her, Tex. I love her, Clyde." And then she just walks into the kitchen, and everyone except for Tex, you get a sending from Ash's seed that says, "Kill me, kill me now."
That fun, I'll just give her like that like at the dinner table, like the little massage on the shoulder.
So morning comes. Ox is either super bright or he's got a fire in his house. I don't know. There's a lot of glare.
Is it morning?
It's 4:20. He's blazing it. But anyway, yeah. Morning comes and what happens? Where do you guys go? As the tables are cleared, Jimmy rolls off and says, "Hey, what's your name? Wolf, right? Wolf? Yeah, you come up with me. Yeah, we go. You like whiskey? I like whiskey. I'm gonna bring some whiskey." He grabs a couple bottles from a shelf, puts them in the little basket on the front of the scooter, and he's like, "Come on with me. I'll show you where I like to sit up." You following him then?
Yeah. I'd follow
Okay.
him.
All right. So you head off with that. What are the rest of you three doing? Well,
At this
four,
point, I'd
because Ash.
basically open up our little mental discord, basically, and I'd be like, well, so what's the plans, boys? Obviously, we're waiting for his brother here. What are we looking to do after that? I mean, they did offer to help us with the guy hunting us. And fucking that security team was badass.
Yeah, I want to totally talk to them and see what their gear is, because we're slacking, boys. We're being hunted by some big wigs, and yet we're still rocking around with our piece of shit gear. We need to start setting up, getting better.
And I'm gonna be like, yeah, there's something else I do kind of realize. And I'm just gonna be like, Mom and Pa kind of have money, don't they?
They're not without right now. That's for sure.
And I'm just looking around and be like, I might be able to find out if there's a way for us to earn it.
It'd be a good option. Or I don't know. I asked Ash to look into HP jobs for us to see if there's anything local. I sent a message to Phoenix last night before we all went to bed, letting him know that he's more than welcome to come down here if he wants to, but he didn't
It's
respond.
fucking good food.
I don't know. He might be just holding down the ship. They are hidden in the black zone, so hopefully they don't get caught by UWC.
I ain't worried about them. They're smart.
Hey, haven't got caught yet. So.
Yeah. I'm still waiting back to hear from Gimbal. I sent word to him a couple weeks ago, but we keep on missing our rendezvous. So.
Mm-hmm. You probably have. This is about the time you should get something back from him. You're just in a zone that's surrounded by magnetic interference.
Right. Yeah.
Kind of hard to get
but
things
they have
in.
some sort of long distance communication network.
They do.
Right?
They do.
But you have to go to the tower, and we're eating breakfast currently. So.
Yeah.
So I have not checked my email yet for today.
You very well could go to the comms tower if you'd like.
Yeah. I'm gonna look over at Ox while I'm slowly eating my bacon, as I'm thinking in this Discord, and I'm gonna be like, "Why are you scared of your brother? As you're super bright, just so you know, dude."
I know, it's because of my lamp.
Oh, okay.
He's channeling his syntax.
I was like, that was very nice of you. And then you're like talking about actual illumination level. I was like, oh, not so nice.
Ox, you are bright today.
I just don't want to be here when he gets here, so.
Why though? It sounds like you love him. He obviously can take care of himself, and this place, as you can tell, is pretty fucking safe. So if there's time for a fucking brotherly reunion, it's now.
Or we could just be the bait for the trap for it to spring and have everything that Diadem needs to spring at once.
It's true. Good
But you know, that's just my thought.
Their
Doesn't make
hunter
it
on
right.
Diadem's put one man on us right now. They don't or they figure this is one of their top brass. They figure they assign him and him alone to us. They think we're taken care of.
Well, I'm glad that you have Diadem figured out that they obviously only need to have one plan instead of maybe 3 to 5 to maybe take us out.
Meh.
It's true.
I just try to rationalize so I don't have to live in fear all the time.
You call it.
Yeah,
fear.
they very well could have a million fucking plans, but what seems logical to me is that they put one man on us that is strong enough to kill us. They think he's got it taken care of, so I think until that, we don't have to worry about it. Unless we decide to go fuck with them personally.
Which we all know we are. So I think from a logistical standpoint, we need to get our ducks in a row to make sure that we can accomplish that goal. 'Cause
Walking into the room as you guys are talking is Alder Sherman, father. Walks in, you can see he's got a nice tie, nice suit on. He's kind of like, has a little data pad and he throws it on the table. Received a message for you gentlemen sometime in the night last night. Encoded. Don't know where, don't know who, but it's sent. He's like, I figure one of you will know how to fucking encode that shit, because it's just a bunch of jumble.
I'm gonna kind of reach over and like slide the pad towards me. Thank you.
Okay.
Upload my encryption program.
Okay. What does your encryption program do?
My DC is 19. So if it was somebody that has an encryption program, no one would be able to crack it because the next DC is 21, which I don't have yet.
Okay.
But
Well, but if this was a file that you were expecting from him, wouldn't you already know the encryption code? That's the whole
that's
point
why
of
I
it.
was uploading it on his data pad.
Okay. Well, seems like it uploaded without any problem.
Who was it from?
It's a big, really poorly formatted file from Phoenix. And he's like, y'all had some messages, and we got another interesting message. Enjoy. If you need to reach me, send it back. I don't know what his parents are like, so I sent it encrypted. Oh, shit. Is this thing on? Fuck. Hey, I don't know. Can you tell? And then it just, the little, like, text, speech-to-text goes off, and it's like, and then there's a couple spaces, and then there's a text file. It's like, I hope you can undo the... Ah, shit. Apparently Phoenix, not the greatest computerologist, but he gives it a shot. But there is 4 files. Each of them are different.
Any of them addressed to anybody specifically?
1 to you. Actually, 2 to you. 1 to the group.
Okay.
And then 1 of them is to Tex.
I'll flick the one to text. And they're like, I ain't open your mail. Flick that one.
I'll open it up.
Okay. Okay, so yours, as you open it up, you can take a look at it, and it's from your sister.
Okay. What does it say?
It says, hey, I think I see you guys coming in early. Be careful if you get to the front gate and you don't have this passcode, which it is little brother. If you don't say this, they'll probably shoot at you. And be careful. Ma is real particular about you being alive right now.
Awesome.
Trash can, delete.
So I literally had
Deleted.
a time frame of when that stuff would get sent, and you guys left in the morning of that day, and it would have arrived at about that evening.
It was permanently deleted. I tell no one.
Fair enough. Leech, you have 1 decode, kind of weird cryptic email from a person you were expecting, and 1 message from Gimbal.
Oh, I'm gonna open the gimbal message.
All right. Gimbal says, "Aw, shoot, you boys are still alive? Hell yeah." He's like, everywhere you keep going seems to get blown up. Where should we meet this time? And
Not wrong. And
there is a GIA number that is not Gimbal's, but 1. He's like, go ahead and reach me on that one.
Okay. So I will scoop that up into my seed
Okay.
for my contact. I will read my next one.
The next one is very brief. It gives a set of coordinates in space. It says, on our anniversary. And then what was it was signed Butterfly.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. Her nickname.
The T's in Butterfly are capitalized.
Wonder what that means. Can I do a wisdom check to figure out what, if anything, that would have ever meant?
Sure.
Okay.
Let's see that roll. You have no fucking idea.
Okay. All right. Got nothing. All right. On our anniversary. How far away is our anniversary, John?
After this, it's probably plot device distance. No, it'd be
Okay.
probably like a month from now.
Month from now. Got it. Okay. All right. So I'm going to copy out the coordinates and just make a mental note and then just date it. And then I will delete the rest of the message.
Okay.
And then what's the group one?
The group one. It starts off with a small little text thing, and it says, "We got this when you guys were heading down, and we weren't able to get it to you before you guys went into that magnetic buffer zone." He says, "Doesn't say who it's from, but I have an idea." All right. It says Memorandum 1244-22588.122. It says hashtag TOO-1-Action J. All actions must correspond with the kill or capture of this most hunted enemy. All Bravo and below level assets are to frago to this target. It says hashtag TOO-2 library or void personnel dash Delta and below level assets are authorized with command approval. It says hashtag TOO-3 anyone deemed a potential value to Operation Tower. Hashtag TOO-4 any anomalous items or material. And then it says protocols, face cards, operate outside op orders, and have operational jurisdiction. Charlie level assets and below are at their disposal at all times. Underlined. Exclamation point. It says Varosian allies and personnel are to be slain, burned, and marked for salting. Next line. Amnestic capsules are to be utilized to neutralize no less than 20-mile radius around operational areas. Effective, and it gives a date 3 weeks ago. It says all slain Diadem members will be incinerated and personnel files deleted on time of expiration. It says report any and all interactions with anomalous creatures, items, powers, targets of opportunity, or key operational targets to CO King. End message. Everyone give me a wisdom check if you'd like.
Our rolls aren't starting good tonight. This is good.
15's not bad. Anybody else? Tex. Wolf. Wolf, you hit the DC. Wolf, you remember that memorandum number. Yeah, Ox, you don't remember. Wolf, you remember the memorandum number from the Diadem Correspondence number 1 that you were given by Ash. And I will throw this out for you in case...
I have it. I just need to find it.
Sucks having 12 things open at once.
Post me a link when you find it.
I'm looking. Hang on.
You can tell it was typed up by Phoenix. There's a few odd little spelling errors and stuff that you've come to know he can't spell that word very well. So it looks like he maybe have just typed this out rather than actually having a file sent to him.
Had to request access.
Oh, my bad.
Alder sits down, has a plate, meager amount of food on it. You can see mostly meat, almost no carbs. As he just sits down and he just kind of pulls up a napkin, tucks it in, says, "What's on your plate for today, boys?" Cuts into his food.
Well, what's going on at the farm right now?
He's like, "Well, it's the day I usually go take a looking at the young'uns, make sure everything's down there's got what they need." And he says, "A lot of farming, which I'm sure none of y'all want to do." He's like, "We probably could use a run to town, if you boys wouldn't mind handling it. That would be appreciated." You get a file from your father. It's a literal grocery. It's a literal fucking like go fetch this shit list.
Go for this.
Most of it's like equipment you would get at a hardware store, and then a liquor store.
Just be like, you know if that quad got fixed up yet?
Nah, you don't need the quad. You can take some of ours. Hell, you can take one of the trucks. Still think you're on the insurance anyway.
How big's that list?
Not big. It's probably take about an hour to shop for all of it and grab it, but to literally like go run into town and come back kind of thing.
Yeah.
Keep you busy, keep you doing stuff. But yeah. So, with that, what happens next?
I'm gonna say that I'm gonna go into town. I'll definitely bring Ash with me.
Okay.
Peel her away from my mother for a little bit, and then ask if any of you guys want to join.
I'm gonna stay here.
Would I'm teaching your brother some stuff.
Yeah, Wolf's up on a tower right now going, "Now this is the trigger. You pull this to blow bang bang." Yeah.
And just remember, Ox, Leech can see you on your seed, so if you run, he'll know.
Whatever.
And yeah, I'll take off.
All right. So, Wolf, you're up at
I'm gonna
the...
bother Candace.
Okay. Wolf, you're up at the tower, and as you're up there, he has a little lift that takes him up to the top. He rides. He's like, "So how you know my brother?"
We were in the UWC.
Ah. So what was you in for? He was in for some dumb shit from what I heard.
Some pretty dark stuff. You ever heard of the Crimson Eagles?
Crimson Eagles. Think so. That Novus gang, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw documentaries about them.
I'm not gonna say I'm proud, but I'm not pointing myself just one of. Well, I was one of their members.
He's like, "Hey man, that shit was in the past, right?" He's like, "Right."
Don't piss me off and you'll find out.
I think you're the first friend of Texas I like. And he's like, "Also, this thing's got a lot more capability than just hovering me around. So I think I'll be all right."
I just can.
So, give me a shooting roll. Just make an attack roll as you go over the finer points of shooting with him. And anything you'd like. Oh.
Of course, it would be in that one.
That's how it would have been in real life too. That's the best part.
Yep.
So you're like, so you do all this and then you pull back and you just really misjudge the just really greasy slidiness of this rail, and your rifle slides back a little bit and your shot is absolutely just rocked as you almost drop the rifle off of out of your grip as you're like, and he looks at you and be like, "Oh, that's all right. I need a little booze before I shoot too." Glug glug glug. boom, rolls like a 19, fucking hits the target. He's like, what? He told you to drink some of this. It's good for your life.
I take a sip.
It is fucking moonshine, and it is not what it says on the bottle. This is the fucking most
Okay.
fucked up after breakfast cordial you've ever had. Make a Constitution saving throw.
I had it open. Continue.
You're good. You're not fucked up from it, but you're like, it's dry. It's dry. And yeah, you guys spend the better part of the morning. You actually mostly teaching him some stuff after your little initial fluke, but you get it in there. He starts talking about Tex a little bit growing up, giving you some background, little funny stories here and there. There was one time me and his brother Billy, we would take him, right, and Billy would get him by the legs. And I was a big boy, so I get him in the headlock. And with my other good hand, I take his pillow from his bed, and me and Billy just rip farts. Just back to back, rip them. And then we take his little head and just shove him right in there until he couldn't breathe no more. It was funny as hell. So, he's got a real bad, he hates that. So if you ever want to fuck with him, just fart in his pillow.
Even the dog's scared of that, alright?
Sounds like
Leech.
something some people I know would do.
You find Candace, not hard. She's walking out the door with a coffee and a wad of toast, egg, bacon, some potato bits. Just like if you took a piece of toast and took everything and just went. That's basically what she's like, just out the door. Coffee. She's like, oh God. You can catch her while she's grabbing the shit though.
I'm gonna just walk up quickly and be like, mind if I tag along?
She's like, sure. And she throws a coffee in your thing. She's like, hold that. Come on.
All right.
Like licking egg yolk off her fingers and stuff. Open the door and out you go. There's a nice little, like one of those like range cars, like the little golf cart kind of things, and jumps in and just buckets down. You hear a couple shots ring out off the top of one of the towers. But she's like, so, she grabs her coffee, just down some. What's up? You want to tag along? Real interested in farming security or something?
Not necessarily farming security, but you seem to have a really good logistical view of things. And our people are not very logistically sound. And we've got a lot of big things on our plate we need to accomplish, and I figure, talking to you, maybe you could point me in the right direction for knowing more of what's going on with the corporate world, as we've been running from the corporate world for many months now.
She nods at you and she's like, well, first of all, ditch my lazy ass brother. He's a piece of garbage. Second of all, the shit-eating grin gets bigger as she talks. She's like, nah, seriously, I need to know your setup. She's like, I understand the bullshit you're in. She's like, well, I kind of do. You have a big, nasty organization hunting you. I've grown up with that the last couple years. She's like, they are not invincible. They can die. She's like, now these face cards people, we've been trying to figure out anything about them, and you fucking brought Dad names in one day that he's been trying to find out for years. She's like, that shit is not common knowledge. She's like, if I was you, and you really want to, she's like, I don't know, what's your guys' goal? Are you trying to take down Dnd5e? Are you trying to just save your damn selves? Because if that's the case, just fucking come live on the farm. Shit, we got enough rooms. Could use the help.
I just kind of smile at her and I'm like, living on the farm sounds awesome. But our group of people, the idea of not getting in trouble just doesn't seem possible. So,
like I said, ditch my brother. But yeah, she's
surprisingly,
Everywhere
he's
we
only
go
got us in
explodes,
trouble once.
so-
She
Yeah, I'm pretty
smiled.
tame, thank you.
Yeah. You guys zip past a few little places, going back up that switch back to the building you guys got captured in before. But continue.
Yeah, honestly, I think at this point it's our survival is not about hiding. It's more of we want to watch the world burn kind of aspect. And where we go, everything seems to die for the most part, and that's kind of why we were very reluctant to come out here, because the last 2 space stations we've been on have been attacked. You know, we got orbitally bombarded. We've been nuked. It's not a life that most people ever want, but we are seeing the effects of this.
She nods. She's like, well, then I could see trying to ally yourself with stuff. Makes sense. Well, she's like, sticking with us is a smart call. My daddy's part of a group that, there's not a lot of them, but they have a decent amount of safe places to where you can go get your stuff done, run, and then take a breath, get what you're doing, and go back. I ran a few jobs, as a couple of them came calling once or twice, asking for an extra shooter. Daddy didn't know I went, but I went. She's like, they go get shit done. She's like, they work for Jacob, and, well, I mean, he's something. You see him in action. I mean, his last name is Action, for fuck's sakes. I mean, Jesus Christ. The man is something possessed. He single-minded, just fury on what he's doing. Absolutely pointed at something, goes and gets it. He's like, if you're looking for guidance against Diadem, he's probably your best bet. He's been swatting them like a little rabid 2-year-old for years now.
A rabid 2-year-old.
She's like, I guarantee you. Yeah. She's like, I guarantee you, if you want guidance with dealing with them, he's your man.
I get that.
It's like, you want to help out? I'm sure Dad's group and the farm here, we can point you playing releases around Kethra that need a strong hand to guide them, if you catch my drift.
Makes sense. I don't quite understand what's going on with Ox and his brother, but I assume it's more of we're protecting each other by not interfering with each other, which I can understand that.
Mm-hmm.
So looking at him as a viable ally would be awesome. It really would, but I really don't want to step on Ox's toes. And our squad leader is pretty much, he's in orbit right now in our Corvette, so otherwise hopefully he'd come down and chit-chat with the rest of us, give us his 2 cents.
So I get that.
But, and then I'll just kind of hand her the data pad and be like, these are the kind of things we deal with, as I show her our group message. And I'll just be like, I realize you're driving, so when you get a minute, you can read it. That was your dad's pad. But,
You're on a farm. Driving is like, oh hey, I drive in a straight line because everything's in columns, and there's no other thing. She could easily do both.
she might be. She might. Well, she's got coffee in one hand, a sandwich in the other. She's driving with her knee, pretty much what I'm guessing is happening right now. And then I hand her a data pad by putting it on her lap, so I don't see her really like having places to put shit down and read. So, but I'm gonna copy the file, and then I'll just send it off to everybody and be like, Phoenix sent this morning. Might want to take a read.
Hey, everybody got it, or do you need me to do it again?
Got a general sense of it.
Pretty much they got the, from my understanding, it was pretty much do what you got to do, kill them all kind of thing from Diadem, or take them.
Yep. It said target opportunity number 1 is Jacob Action. Anything you can do, any mission you're on stops if he comes into play. Capture or kill. Target opportunity 2 is Library or Void personnel. Whatever Delta and below assets are authorized with command approval. So whatever the fuck a Delta or below asset is authorized to use that to strike at this target of opportunity. Target of opportunity 3, anyone deemed a potential value to Operation Tower.
Which I know of that from my back.
Any anomalous items or materials is target opportunity 4. So it's like those take precedence over whatever mission you're on if you can do them. And then it says Yeah, and then basically the rest is just it's a memorandum of like kind of standing orders. Face cards operatives basically have operational jurisdiction of Charlie level assets and below, whatever the fuck a Charlie asset is. Varosian allies and personnel are to be slain, burned, and marked for salting, whatever that means. Amnestic capsules are to be utilized to neutralize no less than 20-mile radius around operational areas. So they're operating in places and then making the populace forget that they were there with drugs. And then, yep. And then all slain diadem members are to be incinerated and personnel files deleted, no trace, kind of thing. And then report any interactions with anomalous creatures, items, or powers to the fucking top guy, King. So it's basically what the memorandum said. And if you needed, Wolf was able to figure out. I don't know if he told you, but it was in that memorandum made sense to him. He remembered the number. But I don't remember if he said, "Hey, I remember that number" or not. So.
No, I didn't. But
Okay.
as I was putting his name,
Jimmy?
Jim,
Yeah.
yeah, it would have kind of clicked, and I would have mentioned something to him.
Okay. What do you mention?
Okay, guys, that number seems really familiar.
How familiar?
I'm pretty sure we've seen that. I don't know if I have the right file open right now. So I don't know if one.
It's in Diadem Correspondence 1.
Okay.
That's what I thought it was. Damn, I had the wrong one open.
Mm-hmm.
And I would basically just. Do we still have that, or?
Should.
Yeah, it's in the Kethra diadem.
No, I'm saying, would the characters still have it?
Yeah, you guys.
Yeah,
You would have had. You probably would have had a copy of it. So.
Then I would have shared it.
Sure enough, as he shares it, the memorandum 1244.22588.122 is mentioned in the first paragraph in the first sentence, or a second sentence.
Night, Dad.
Good night, bud. Love you. What?
What's in the first sentence?
1244.
The memorandum number.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Good night.
Well, at least we're not priority number 1.
Yeah.
You guys don't even seem to be on the list.
I thought we would have fallen into the priority 3.
Maybe you do. That could be true.
So they send their number 1 guy, but they don't have us number 1 on the list.
Well, yeah, like I said, they basically think that we're dead already.
Well, glad one of us has this all figured out.
I never said I had it figured out. I'm just giving an opinion.
All right.
I'm gonna just think. Let's get Phoenix's input on this. I'll go to the comm station after I'm done talking to Candace. Try to see if I can reach out to him, see if he can possibly meet us out of town.
Okay. You make your. Say again.
I was gonna say he's on a truck going out to farm, so it'll be a while before you get back there.
Yeah. You eventually will make your way there. Anybody else doing anything super pertinent before that, or no? Okay.
I mean, for anything super pertinent, I'm prepping my data pad by putting another battery in, I guess.
Gotcha.
I can do whatever I need afterwards.
Okay.
And then after I get done with the honeydew list, I'd give everything to wherever, and then I'd be trying to seek out my dad when he's alone.
Okay. Leech, you make it to the comm center. What information would you like to do? It's a huge, hardened bunker facility with a massive antenna that just punctures right through that storm, being able to bounce a signal out somewhere.
I'm gonna just ask the comms guy, is there a way I can make a direct one-to-one call?
He slides a data pad. Sign your name. You sign. He's like, pulls like a little, like, those tinted, like, this is your number 4 at the restaurant little things. He's like,
my God,
you're at computer 4, and he points to a room with a bunch of computers on a desk. What?
Okay.
You're in a net cafe.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so I'll walk over and sit down at Terminal 4.
All right. You flip on the switch, bring in the screen to Terminal 4 on, and there's a huge disclaimer, terms of service thing, all that shit. Just scroll. Click it. And there's another one. You're like, what the fuck is this shit? Blah, blah, blah. Click it. And then an old version of an operating system no one uses anymore pops up. And then there is a few file things that says outbound comms, outbound voice comms, outbound video comms, and then there's one below that that's like newer looking icon. It's like voice and vid comms. And then there's like email, solitaire, minesweeper. That's all the rest that's on there.
I'm glad that survived the ages.
It would never die. The thing's immortal.
All right, I'll do the voice and video, and I will type in Phoenix's GIA.
A few seconds later, you get the like declined, and there's like just a text thing that says, "Who the fuck is this? And how the fuck do you have my number?"
It's Leech.
He's like,
Radio from inside the storm.
turns on his shit. He's like, "Oh, hey, did you get my message?"
Yes, it did. Pretty
like-
interesting.
He's like, "You know what was more interesting?
What?
Getting boarded."
You got boarded by who?
Blackjack. He handed me that message personally. Can't you tell? I typed it.
I noticed the typing. Why didn't you just think and it types it for you?
Fuck. He's like, "God damn it. You can do that?"
I write programs really fast. Yeah, I just think about it.
I'm not a computer guy, you know this. Shit. My brain's full of a lot of important information. I can't stuff computer bullshit in there.
It's very true. Very true. So what did Blackjack want?
To give us this, and then he left. It was really weird. He seems like a nice guy. Very intimidating.
I believe it. Yeah, he just wants us all to die.
Yeah.
How did he get on the ship without security kicking in?
Finally.
No, he did. We're doing repairs right now.
Okay. I don't know what to tell you, man. If I were you at this point, I would come down, pick one of us up with the skiff, and we'll fly back out, and then you guys go back to Asgard.
He's like, okay. Sure, we can finagle that.
Because that way you don't have to worry about being boarded
He's
by
like,
a super
like,
sniper.
we were pretty good holding the floor we were on, and then he cut in the side of the fucking ship. It got in on another floor. It's hard to hold the whole fucking ship with like 3 of us. And one of them's a doctor? She's not even a doctor. He's just like,
Yeah, she's a psychologist.
He's like, that's bullshit. And
She's here to make
You heard
sure
it
we
here,
all don't
folks.
have PTSD.
yeah. He's like, she can't even.
Psychologists, not real doctors.
It's not real doctors. It's soft science. It's fake. No, they're real doctors. I enjoy them. They're fun. Except for the ones that rotate through the VA. They're a bunch of shit. So can't say.
That's when they're training.
Yeah, they're like, and does that make you feel okay? No, fucking it doesn't make me feel. Anyway, personal experiences aside.
Booze does that.
Yeah, fucking rum doesn't yell. Okay, that's what I know. That's what I know. It's a true
Mom doesn't
statement.
talk to me like you do.
Yeah, right.
Well, until I
Sidetrack.
drink it for a while, then it starts.
Yeah. But he's
He
like,
doesn't yell, you do.
yeah, he's like, he wanted to make sure that we know we have 25 days left, and that he gets the kill. And he kept saying that no one was going to get it except for him, which maybe leaded me to believe that someone else was gunning for us. He's like, I can honestly believe that. We seem to be number one on everyone's shit list. I just don't know who.
No.
And he wasn't real talkative.
We need to have a face-to-face with no bullshit. I don't trust this, and it's easier just doing face-to-face talks.
We'll be down in a little bit then.
Okay. We have some things we need to discuss with you, and we have some more things that Ox needs to discuss with the rest of us. And things being the pertinent word of choice, but yeah, if you meet us in town, it shouldn't be affected by the field. So hopefully you can get that.
He's like, oh, the one we passed when I dropped you off. Sure, not a problem.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
So we'll see you in a couple hours.
All right. So eventually, Clyde, you were talking to your dad?
Yeah, if I could catch him, like, in private.
Yeah, he's in his office, doing office stuff.
I knock on whatever big mahogany door there is.
Come on in.
Walk in.
Looks up. What can I do for you, son?
Well, you know me, I ain't much for the bullshit. Pa, farm looks like it's doing well. I was wondering if there's any way we can earn some cash. As you can see, we've been fucking fighting for our lives, and money saves lives.
He's like, yeah. With your lack of farming expertise, I know of a skill you do possess that would be handy around here. You could take your pugilism skills and your friend's marksmanship, and possibly go rough up some of the assholes that call that town theirs. If you wouldn't mind. Half now, half later.
I could do that, but I was more talking if you have, like, bigger jobs.
Well, it's a mighty big job. I didn't give you the full scope of it. I made it sound like a little barroom brawl, but it'd be involved in you basically destroying about a quarter of that city.
Oh, that's what we're really good at. Okay, we can do this.
Yeah, like I said, your skill set's very narrow, son, based off of the thing. He's tapping on the data pad. He's like, if I need you to demolish something, I will definitely give you a call. However, baking a
I got
cake...
shoot a tank once. It destroyed a fucking reinforced steel door. That was fucking fun.
I'm sure you did. He's like, but yes, if you'd like to remove those scumbags from the face of this earth and liberate that town, maybe the prices of common goods will be good again, and I won't have to fly all the way out to inside the Vale to get my things. They make usual shipments around that town, but that gang's been being rather nuisance. Wow, nuisance? Words that don't make sense right now.
You done used the southern speech with the nuisance.
I did it. It's hard. But he's like, it won't be an easy task, and you're free to crash here for as long as you'd like. Those things would not dare to try to come into this establishment. But you could strike from here, clean them out. If you do, I'll pay you handsomely, and I'm sure the city will be in your debt.
Thank you. And how's everybody doing? I want to hear it from you.
In regards to
The
what?
family. Just how's everybody holding up?
Well, you are Lazarus to your mother, who she thought was dead. I'm just afraid she'll get hopes the other one will rise out of the grave, which I doubt. She says,
Oh yeah, or Addison mentioned that. I gave some. There's something you should know that I might have. I talked to Candace last night and I told her.
he puts his
But
hand
I
up and he's
definitely-
like, I talk to Candace every morning. You think she'd keep something like that from me?
Fair enough.
She's like, he says, don't blame yourself. He says, those scumbags would attack a man's family when the quarrel is with the man. He's like, I expect you to resolve the issue.
They'll be taken care of, Pa.
He nods. He's like, I'm sure you will make quite a mess and make a violent explosion where you go. I do look forward to the fireworks.
Yeah, you saw some of our footage. Leash is real good with the camera. I'm thinking we should start up some sort of movie series or something. That shit's good. That's TV.
He says, I don't rightly watch that, but if you'd... I'm sure someone would like to experience
Oh yeah.
a more flavorful, robust life, perhaps. They would purchase these videos.
But I'd be like, thank you, Pa. Appreciate the help. I'll get with my team and see what we can do.
Do you speak on behalf of them? Are you going to take this job, or do you have to come back and let me know?
I'll let you know. I'm pretty sure they'll be okay with it, but I will ask their opinions.
I'll leave you to your work then.
Thank you.
Your dad, cold and calm as ever, kind of just goes back to doing what he was doing. Alright, a couple hours go by, and eventually you all are summoned, to include Ox and Wolf, to the outside of this place to meet with Phoenix, who is landing about where you guys got dropped off at, which is right next to a tunnel entrance, which is now clear and you know of. So, literally like a 5-minute car ride, or hour car ride, not hard. Anybody refusing to go, or mostly looking at you, Ox. I don't know if you were wanting to go or not.
I'm not refusing, but I definitely have that face of I don't want to be here, I don't want to be here, I don't want to be here.
Gotcha. All right. So eventually, all of you make it to this little drop point, and there is the entropy. Phoenix sitting at there, and you can see 5, or 5 would be the one in the driver's seat. He's the only one who can pilot. But yeah, so yeah, you guys are out and about. What do? You guys are just kind of out in the landing zone of this place.
Just start walking into the ship. It's our comfort zone.
And as we get in, I'd start basically filling him in on what I'd talked to about my dad, or with my dad.
Okay. That elicits a lot of holy fucks from Phoenix, pretty much. But he just kind of takes it all, and he's like, given the situation of things that have happened to us in the past, check Raj, I get it. It's what it is. He's like, so, what's our play? He's like, I got boarded, had a nice chat with that fucking blackjack fellow, who's really weird, fixed the ship. He's like, the AIs performed superbly, but he kept shooting out the foam canisters. Kind of hard to do that, but he was doing it consistently. He's like, the man is, I dare say, almost a better shot than Wolf. He's like,
There's no doubt.
He's like, without too much, him and like 4 robots took us, but he's like, technically we were outnumbered. Not counting the AIs. He's like, I hope they're not listening. He's like, I'm not 100% sure what you guys want to do. He's like, we have this place, it sounds like. We have Asgard Station with Mjolnir boys, who we technically are contractors for. He's like, we have Tarzanite Station, which they owe their livelihood and lives to us. He's like, we got a lot of little places, little allies. He's like, I think it's time to stop fucking running and figure out what the hell we're doing. He's like, are we striking at Diadem? Are we fighting to clear our name? What's the fucking... We need a direction, and I say we take a boat.
Well, I say we head back to Asgard, and we can focus our fight to Diadem from there. In fact, we should go now.
Yeah, you're not getting away from your brother. We'll have him fucking tearing open our ship too. I don't want to have to fix it twice.
Is that your brother?
It's just he's coming, and I don't want to be here.
Why?
I have my reasons.
Well, what are your fucking stupid reasons?
Not stupid reasons. I don't like all the targets of Diadem being in one area.
I'm sure they love it. And he looks
Yeah,
up.
right?
He's like, do we have a choice?
Oh, I know I don't.
We're running out of plays.
Well, so here's my thought. We got 3 different options, alright? We're being hunted. He's gonna come for us. We do one of 3 things. We hunker down. We fight him on our territory. We try to basically get him in a situation where we could have the upper hand. Option 2, we keep running, and he eventually finds us. Or option 3 is we try to somehow hunt him down. I'm not exactly sure how we'd do that. I really don't like that option, but it is an option. But that's really our 3 plays.
Well, he outguns us, he outsmarts us, and he is a force of nature that none of us know how to deal with. So I don't know how to proceed. We could
What was your third option?
Hunt him down.
Hunt.
Him down, yeah. Hunt Blackjack.
Hunt the hunter.
Okay.
find him on our own turf would be the best place, but where is that home turf? In my opinion,
Well,
it's Asgard, where there's more military might.
See,
They do outnumber the motherfuckers on the farm by a lot. And they have a fleet.
my only thinking is if we're gonna stand and fight somewhere, for me, if we end up going to somewhere like Asgard, Diadem don't fuck around. They're gonna bring the right tools for Asgard. And my thing is, I think if we do something here on the farm, at least we can limit out some of the bigger options. They can't bring in ships. They can't bring in the storm. Would I think that the storm would hide the exact coordinates of the farm from like an orbital bombardment?
Intelligence check.
Sure.
You are fairly certain that they couldn't pinpoint anything under the storm very well, but they could probably eyeball it. And when it comes to orbital bombardment or nuclear explosions, you really just gotta get semi-close. A nuke would envelop the entirety of this valley, easily.
And I mean, they could use tactical ordnance, but I seriously doubt they'd do that. If they wanted to kill us like that, they would have just done it. For me, he's going to send a personal touch, and I think the way to, this is the place where we can see him coming the best, because he can't come in on a ship. He's got to come in on foot or by land somehow.
So then my question is, are you ready to watch your sister die, your mother die, your father die, and everything that you know and love be put at risk?
I think we could beat him, and I also think that we just don't get them directly involved. This guy seems like an honorable fellow. I hate to say it. The way I see it is he hunts us down, and he kills his quarry, and he leaves. If we can...
Go ahead, Wolf.
You gotta think of more than just, like, who's to say War God won't come next?
That message...
He's all gonna come.
Exactly. I mean, you've got to think of more than just who we're fighting next. Because once he's dead, once he's done what he's gonna do, they're gonna change what they do. They're gonna change who they send, how he works. And say War God comes, he's not an honorable man by any means. He's not gonna care who he has to kill to get to us.
I'm not saying hunker down here forever. I'm saying hunker down till this guy comes and fights us, we take him out, and then we get on. At the end of the day, he said that we are his, and it sounds like he was pissed about it.
Phoenix was like, yeah, he was very adamant.
So the way I hear is someone did try to fuck with his plans, and he's personally making sure that they're not.
He gave us a heads up. He's letting us know that they're bringing in the big guns. reading that file, they unlocked the ranks. The ranks are coming.
Well, we gotta pick a place to fight. I don't care where it is. As long as Jacob's not here, that's all that matters. If Jacob is here, well then, I'm just as much of a risk of losing my family as you are. So, and if at the end of the day, what more can I do? But we need to pick the best tactical advantage. You want the home field advantage? All right, then we fight here. But you want more guns, you want more counters. Asgard's the place to go. You want to sacrifice everything? Then we go to the mine, we lure them there, and we blow the whole rock up.
It's an option.
Put a lot
That
of
is an
people out of
option.
work.
I don't like that option though.
We'll put a lot of people out of work.
Alright, so Ox's votes Asgard. Which is fine. I gave my opinion, Ox gave his. What about you two?
For now, I said fall. But-
You broke up. Say that again.
So for now, I say the farm is the best, simply because of one, the home turf advantage, and no, I thought sorry, he may have scouted it out. I don't know, but he's gonna have to come through the same forest we did unless he notices the tunnel. So if he has to come through, he has to fight those, whatever they were.
The
they're-
Barringtons. They're nice folk apparently.
Well,
Mm.
Don't let them get into the demon honey.
they're
Get-
trying to
get
get
really
really
angry.
with them.
With
and
the
increase our
fucking
ranks.
barbarians, yes.
I love
That's
that.
the next
idea.
side quest. I want to recruit the barbarians to fight. Oh my god.
They were
see.
berserkers. Thank you very much. But continue.
Oh, my
As far as I know, I don't know who would be prepared for a Fey god. So,
Or idea, we could talk to Wade and we could talk to your father and find a place near the farm for them to set up kind of a smaller base, kind of an adjunct from Asgard. So we'd only have the farm's advantages. That's what I was going to. We also have the advantages of Mjolnir.
My only issue with that plan is we don't know that he's going to strike exactly in 28 days.
25.
That's what we're guessing, or 25, whatever the date was. If we're sitting in a reinforced location,
Oh.
he might wait.
This isn't. I'm not talking about for blackjack. I'm talking about for the whole, for like the majority, the long run. We get
Oh, I mean,
we get Mjolnir back on Keth.
I mean, this place kept a secret for a reason. I doubt Pa wants to be working with some corporate folk.
Oh, he doesn't have to. There doesn't have to be a paper trail back to him by any means.
Not to mention, I'm sure that they actually know about each other. Or, well, my dad would know about Mjolnir. They're a commercial name, or at least they were on Kethra, so he might have fucking worked with them before.
Get him outside the forest, maybe. Get him into the town. Who knows? But I understand what you're saying, though. I mean, this place was secret for. I do understand where you're coming from.
Leech, what are you thinking?
I'm kind of sitting there listening while kind of flicking through the internet.
Scrolling through Reddit as we're having a conversation. What an ass.
No, I'm looking at my copy of what I'm working on.
He has an actual copy of the book.
Yeah. I'm just gonna look at you guys and be like, what I've been doing at nighttime is trying to read. Okay, that's good to know. I've been trying to read and understand warriors because I'm not a warrior. So, trying to understand tactics and battle positioning and all that other bullshit. And the one thing that I've come to realize that we really need to utilize is we need to bring them into our turf. Now, it could be Asgard, which we have a favor from Wade. That's great. We got your family's farm, which is also useful. But we really haven't set the terms and conditions. Having your brother here could be the bait that we need to bring them in, because right now he is the big priority. We are not. But it seems like we're big enough that Blackjack's onto us, which is kind of strange, because I would think if his skills were out there, he would be hunting Jacob more than us. But
If
You
they can
think,
find
right?
him,
Yeah.
That's the hard part. They
Mhm.
can't fucking find him.
right. I think the one statement that really stands out to me is, if you know heaven and you know earth, your victory can be complete. So that's how we got to approach this. We have the military might that we know that we can call on, because remember, if anybody gets a call to arms from Mjolnir, everybody's gotta come. That could be our Hail Mary pass.
Depends on
Okay.
how far the closest person is to them.
Yeah, I was about to say, do we know if they still got forces stationed on Kethra?
You could easily check. You're a contractor. That you probably have a login to some
As I'm
website.
saying that, I start doing that.
Okay. There's a few tactical groups. Tactical groups are a couple thousand strong that are on Kethra. A lot of them are contracting in smaller groups around the world, and there's a massive force on Novus right now. Like 30, 40,000 troops.
If they're hard burning, how long does it take to get from Novus to Kethra?
A couple days if you hard burn.
I mean, if we call Brian and see what he might be able to wrangle together, we might have a small enough contingent or squadron that could help hold the line if this is going to be that battle.
I don't think
it's
that's
an
what
option.
we're dealing with.
I'm going to look at the file and I'm going to look at you, and I'm going to just, looking at the file, they will not kill or compromise the kids by total destruction of the farm. So if they're going to come at us, they're not going to do orbital or nuking. They're going to hit us with a military might, which, I don't know about you, but I'd rather get our boys to drop an orbital strike on us to make sure that we don't die. I'd much rather that happen.
No, what I'm talking about is we're worried about Blackjack right now. That's our immediate threat, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Blackjack's gonna operate with a big team. He's gonna wait until he can get the 5 of us alone, and he's gonna fight us there.
But you got to think on a bigger page. That's what the file was telling us. Jacob's in play. Jacob is what they want. We are an afterthought. That's why Blackjack was warning us. There's an army coming. That's how I'm looking at this. I'm gonna look at Phoenix. Am I reading this wrong?
Am I interpreting that correctly?
Looking at the
I
DM
don't-
NPC for answers. How dare you? For shame.
Yeah, I
But
did
Phoenix
not get
shakes his
that
head.
type of tone from
Yeah. Phoenix.
I did not feel like an art. Sorry.
No, I was gonna say Phoenix kind of looks at you and he's like, kind of makes sense. He kind of like does the little Phoenix thing, puts his arms, crosses, and kind of like leans up his shit. And he's like, the thing about the kids is true. They're, from all the reading file bullshit that I remember looking at stuff, they had a lot of red strings proverbially pointing to those kids, to whatever they want to do. So, he's like, as fucked up as it sounds, them being here is like a fucking human shield. They're not going to do something that would compromise that. And he's like, so there's a weird comfort. And he kind of is like, he's like, you're kind of right. And he looks at Wolf and he's like, and you're kind of right. And he looks at Ox and you're kind of right. And he looks at Leech, you're kind of right. He's like, so we put all these hands together. He's like, points at Tex. He's like, this guy's a hunter. He wants to find us, and he wants to be the one to get the kill. To the point where, and he points at Leech, this motherfucker warned us that someone was coming. Or something. He basically gave us their rules of engagement and told us to read between the lines. It's the nicest way of not selling out your team, but selling out your team so you can get the glory. It's fucking weird. Did I mention he was fucking weird? He points at Wolf and he's like, and what you're saying is true. Once the sniper's gone, all hell's gonna break loose. And he points at Ox. And if his brother's coming, that's number one with a bullet. He's like, they don't know his brother's coming, as far as I can tell.
Yeah, they got no way of knowing that. Not to mention his brother's smart. I don't think you'd give him a way to know it.
Glad you know my brother so well.
Man, can you just stop hating on speculation? I'm not saying the shit's facts. I'm just giving an opinion.
Ox, Wolf, or not Wolf, Phoenix walks up to you and he's like, gets maybe about a foot away from you. Then tell us about your brother. If we don't know him so well, fill in the gaps and quit being passive aggressive about shit. I get it, you want to take care of your family, but he points to all you. You're my fucking family, and I need to know everything I can to take care of you dumbasses.
Jacob's gonna be the first one to sacrifice himself in any situation. If there's a gun pointed at me and the only choice is to give himself up, then he will. And everything that he's been fighting for is for nothing. Jacob is gonna step on the landmine for you. Jacob is gonna be the one to steer you in the right direction for you. Jacob is gonna do everything that he can to make sure that you succeed, no matter if he fails or not. And that's what I'm afraid of. That's because I know my brother, and I know that he's gonna do what he can for us and forget his own mission. Not out of lack of sight or disregard, but I mean, it's like if you knew that your brother, any of your brothers, was about to be killed, and you knew date, time, and place, you'd be there to stop it. And that's right. That's what family does. It's what our family does. You know, the five of us. But the thing about it is he is the last of something it's not holding up the world. It's holding up life as we know it. Maybe even reality. And by giving Diadem the key that they need, what is that gonna do? Sure, he's putting a pinch in their plans by saving kids and whatnot, but we all know that he wields some sort of strange power and ability.
I don't know shit. He's like, all I heard is some crazy fucks people telling stories, and you scared, and us scared, and everything. All I've heard from this is he's been liberating the shit out of people, being a thorn in Diadem's side, and they're a thorn in ours. So if I can poke back, I'm gonna join him.
He also, by himself, he crippled Wargot. By himself.
That's the kind of motherfucking guy I'm gonna be running next to. That's the foxhole I want to be in. Is his.
Yeah, you want to be in the foxhole with the biggest guy with the biggest gun. I get you, and I don't blame you. But if the guy holding that gun is the key to everything, is it worth the risk?
But is he the key to everything? You don't know he is. Why don't we wait and go ask the motherfucker before you start jumping on fucking conclusion mats and flying away like Aladdin? No one fucking knows.
I don't understand your analogy, but
Aladdin is a very prominent story in this world. And it, never mind, continue.
we ain't gonna know till he gets here.
He's like, yeah. He's like, well,
Yeah.
if you're gonna ask me for my opinion, then my opinion is we stop running and start hunting. And if your brother's a fucking avid hunter, let him show us the ropes.
All
I
right.
at the very least think he can give us a much better direction of how we're going about things.
Mm-hmm.
Or contact a fucking better way to do things.
He's like, shit, and if we don't want to do that, that's just my vote. He's like, I'm tired of running and having us spread thin to find out information and then getting boarded by fucking weirdos with big guns. Guy was weird. But I'm gonna go drink.
Best roleplay
Yeah,
ever.
you should have had some of Dad's better whiskey. Oh my god.
There's better whiskey?
That was literally just the label on the bottle, right? Better
Yeah,
whiskey.
it was like a piece of tape over the label that just said better with. It's like they reuse the bottles, but they don't care.
Oh, so it's actually home brewed whiskey?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I did not realize that part.
Yeah, they're making their own shit.
Nice.
Yeah. All right. So with that, Phoenix steps away from the conversation, but can easily come back. But what happens? What are your guys' thoughts on this?
I'm clearly outnumbered, so we'll just wait for my brother to arrive. And I mean, we can plan all we want, but we don't even know the kind of force that he brings. He's putting a stop to small armies supposedly by himself. And once this data pad is charged, I'm gonna find out what the fuck a gatekeeper is. That way we can get a better understanding of how that works. And
So you look
Hold
down.
on,
The battery is charged.
I was about to pull out the library card. Okay.
Yeah.
then I will I will search gatekeeper.
I forgot what accent did I use for that guy. Was he just a pawn?
It's very needy.
Very needy, like.
Aw,
Oh, okay.
want my attention.
Okay. So what are you asking?
What is a gatekeeper?
Somebody who watches a gate, duh.
What is the gatekeeper to the Hellwalkers?
Oh, see, that's a better question to ask. He's like, if I remember correctly from all the things I've read and seen and heard about and done, yeah, probably he's one of the more important people. He allows them to go do the things they do.
I don't quite understand this answer, but
You could see the battery just getting burnt
Well-
away as you're using it, but continue.
It,
Just do. What does the gatekeeper allow them to do? That's
that's a
piece
good
of the puzzle.
You ask him the question, what does the gatekeeper allow him to do? Is that what you're saying?
Mm-hmm.
Well, get in and out of the places where the bad shit lives, like hell, or heaven, or all the other weird gray places in between.
How does one become a gatekeeper?
Gotta know the torchbearer.
Why? Oh, I didn't know.
I thought you were asking John that.
Well, see, what happens is you might not.
I had a question, but it's already been answered, so I don't know what else to think of. This is,
Why does the torchbearer grant that power?
It's up to you if
Or
that's the
how?
question you want to answer, Ox.
I think I'm stuck meta mind right now because I already know most of this stuff.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
Again, it's kind of hard. What happens if the gatekeeper dies?
The thing goes, well, when the time arose, a new one would come. Or someone else could pick up the torch, if needed.
Alright, well, I don't... I hope that's enough. This battery's about dead.
blink,
Take
blink,
another-
blink, 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 blink.
Anyone got another question before this thing fucking dies?
Yeah, how does that torchbearer give out that power?
Would it know that? I need to double check what it knows. Where is it? Ah, there we go. The data pad. All right. So are you asking that question, or is it answering it for Tex?
I'm asking it for Tex.
Okay. It's like, your friends are so needy. Gosh. It just gives out the power as it wants. Tell him to fuck off.
I like this data pad.
It doesn't like you, Tex.
Yeah, that's nothing new.
He has stupid face.
Do I hear that?
I think it's all just
Just
like,
mental to him.
There we go, mental to me. Yeah. It doesn't like you for whatever reason.
It says you have an ugly face. No, just.
I'll keep that part to myself. But all right, well.
And the battery
So
dies.
when it dies, it gives powers to. The torchbearer gives powers to who they want, and that's it.
Alright. I'll try it.
And doesn't mean you don't have other things you can do, but that data pad blinks out as it's tapped for the day. At least needs a good 24 hours of recharge, or a new battery, and 24 hours to upload its power to it. So, but you guys are sitting there. What happens next? It's about getting time to head to dinner, but
I'm gonna ask the library card, Torchbearer.
a incredibly powerful entity, the chosen of one of the of the three, an individual capable of smiting and destroying demons up to and including the powerful demon lords, archdukes of hell, and maybe possibly even the Morning Star himself out of existence.
I want to team up with that guy.
We gotta find him first, or her.
Well,
Maybe my brother knows where he's at.
maybe.
I mean, if he's the gatekeeper, I would assume he would know.
I know I was gonna ask him if powerful we could talk to, at least for more information.
You gonna ask the library card that?
No, I don't. I don't want to give away everything we're doing. Alright, but we head back to dinner.
I'm gonna go catch Phoenix before they fly away.
Okay. He's doing some pre-flight checks. Has a small little flask, and he's just going over some things on the computer for the entropy before you guys take off. Gives you the
I'm gonna
nod.
just kind of flick him a video file.
Okay. What's in it?
So it's got the clip of Wolf huffing the magic dust. It's got the other clip of where Tex and I investigate the children, the flesh sack children that we totally looked inside to make sure they were flesh, they were people, and then where Wolf kept telling us it was sticks, and then it literally, when he touched it, they all turned to sticks. I'm going to think to him, we have a problem. I don't know how you want to go about this.
He's looking at that, and his eyes go wide.
Yeah, I'm just thinking. I'm using non-verbal
Yeah,
everything. I'm just
yeah.
sitting next to him in the seat.
That doesn't mean his eyes don't go wide. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you send him my reaction video?
Well, it's all in that clip. All of it.
Oh lordy, lordy.
He goes, keep an eye on him. And you can see him turn to you and look, and he gives you a real solemn look on his face. And he's just like, he's still our brother. And you will take care of him like he's our brother. But if he fucking does anything stupid, take care of the family, right?
I get you.
And he's like, did he sniff that shit or did it go in his nose? He says that shit out loud.
Yeah. Honestly, it's not like he snorted a line off a mirror, but it didn't look like he wasn't trying to fight it.
He's like, man, from what the hell you guys showed me, y'all look like you were showing me a video on mushrooms or something. He's like, sure you didn't fucking just wander into some weird drugs or something? Hallucinate?
I'll the clip where we wake up to, and I'm just gonna be like, he was on watch, and then just kind of where we all wake up and he's no longer around and the snow is setting in, and just let him watch what we all got to see.
He's like,
I don't know what to tell you, but all this magic bullshit that a fucking month ago when I remember my great grandfather was supposedly a wizard, I never would have fucking believed it. But all of a sudden this is what we're dealing with.
he's like, be careful down here and don't hesitate to call for extraction. And like I said, we've been through some shit, seen some weird fucking stuff, been to weird places. He's like, take it with a grain of salt. If it's still Wolf in there, that's who we have to fucking look out for. If it's someone else, you shoot it until the real Wolf comes out.
Got it. I'll patch him back up when the real thing comes out.
He nods.
And I'm gonna just kind of look at him, just kind of give him that, and then I'll send him the message. So, in the last 2.5 days, I've been the worst I've ever been. I feel like I've almost died a couple times already. How do you cope with this? Like, usually I see you guys get shot and it's like, oh, no big deal, I got this. But it's never been me. And I don't know how you go about pushing that. Pushing that out of your mind.
Are you talking to the group or just him right now?
I'm just talking to him.
Okay.
Just talking to Phoenix.
He kind of gives you the come with me kind of thing. He's like, come help me do the back checks real quick. And while you're back there, he gives you the conversation that you and him had.
Okay.
You get that kind of dad bro mentality out of him, and he basically gives you the speech that you and Chad discussed off camera. Do you want to paraphrase it? How you interpret it for me?
Sure. We take the hit so that the ones we care about can keep going.
I think that's a pretty fair assessment.
And if then it's your time, then you did what you had to do to save those people you care about.
He adds to this with you, and he's like, Ox was saying all that shit about his brother jumping on the grenade. Doesn't know I'd do the same fucking thing for him. I might not be his blood, but I'd do the same fucking thing for him. I expect that out of every one of you motherfuckers.
Agree.
He's like, that's it. That's all I got for you, man. He's like, there's no special power. There's no balm or beer or fucking pep talk that gets over it. It's, you do what you gotta do.
I agree.
Slaps you on the arm.
And that's why I think, if anything, you guys should go to a more secure location.
He's like, I'll think about it. I really
Well, that
will.
means fuck you.
Yeah,
but-
it's a polite way of saying eat a whole bag of dicks, but yeah, I'll think
Yeah,
about it
exactly.
while I don't do it. So, fair enough. All right. Good day, sir.
That's a good day.
He says good day. So that happens. You guys bounce out eventually, and you make it back to the farm, catching a ride in this thing, a bag of equipment from the town, a little bit of honeydew list and all that other stuff. Pull back up to the farm. Farm hands come, help unload, and bring it all in. And sure enough, there's dinner on the table waiting for you. Everyone's there. You can see Ash just kind of looks. Not so much that she was left out of anything, because she went with you. She was just really quiet. She just kind of is taking all this in. And you could see Tech specifically, you could see her looking at things in a different way. Analytically. Like, you've seen her do this face, like when she's on a story or something. Like, she's pulling things together.
Reporter.
I
face.
would. First off, she hadn't seen that message yet from today, so I'd be like, I'd send her that and be like, yeah, that happened today. And I'm opening a Discord with her, basically. Hopping in a different call.
Fucking doing this damn e-boy drama bullshit. I don't know what the fuck's
Yeah.
going on. Alright, continue.
So I'd send her the file and be like, yeah, so apparently Blackjack broke onto the ship and gave, Phoenix that message.
She says, oh.
Yeah, I hate to say it, this guy's kind of a badass, though. I kind of want to do that, too.
Do what? She says.
Fucking jump onto a spaceship, cut through the hole, and then just fucking hand someone a message? That sounds badass.
LOL. Yeah, kinda. She's like, well, I mean, you can't do it unless you try.
You're right.
And this is how the DM slowly kills Tex. Alright.
But
Guys,
I'd be
guys!
like, I've seen that look on your face. What's going through your mind?
Says, don't worry about it. She's like, just putting together some data. Correlating things.
Alright, let me know when you know.
She nods. Well, she writes okay. Sorry, I forgot it's brain Discord. But yeah, gives you that and goes back to just looking at things, windows, frame of the house, the fucking everything. She's just analyzing the shit out of it.
Alright, well, I'll help set out dinner and all that crap.
Okay.
Kind of make shit up to mama.
All right. Unless you guys have anything else to do, I'm gonna fast forward till when Ox's brother gets here. Is there any other things you'd like to do? Because the next 3 days will be filled with farm chores unless you have anything.
I'd be asking Candace what kind of gear they have.
Okay.
Is there training that they have that is better than the UWC? How can we learn it? Are there videos? So on and so forth. These guys are top notch. You know, that I'm going that route. I'm trying to figure out how to be better militaristically. Is it tactics? Is it location? How were they able to infiltrate one of my guys' heads real quick? You know, I will explain to her. You know, I'm going the whole tactical route. We are a 4-man tac column. That's it. We maybe have cover support from our Corvette if we're lucky. Our 5th guy is now overseeing that Corvette. You know, that's what we have to work with. Those are our parameters. What might do we need from the corporate side that we aren't getting that we need to be aware of? That kind of.
Okay.
That's what I'm doing for my 3 days.
All right.
I am picking her brain.
All right.
Because she seems to be that person.
Perfect. Wolf, what are you doing?
During the 3 days, I should be doing 2 different things. I would be sitting with the stones, just trying to figure them out more.
Okay.
And I kind of be drawn more toward Red Fire or Search Gaze and White Death.
Okay. And the other thing?
And I would actually kind of try to talk to Clyde's father about maybe a business proposition.
Okay. Tex, what are you doing for the 3 days?
I'd just be basically asking the library cards a couple different questions. So first thing I'd actually ask, I realized better way to go through
hold
this.
on. Well, I'm going to go through everybody. I just want to know what everybody's doing so I can think about it.
Okay.
Anything else other than the library card stuff?
I think that's it.
Your dad,
Helping out.
Your dad next morning at breakfast will bring up the fact, hey, did you talk to your friends about the job?
Oh yeah, and I'd mentioned that nobody gave any feedback. Do you guys want to pick up that job or not?
So fuck yeah, money's money.
Yep.
Okay.
I don't care
Okay.
if I have to slaughter bad guys in a town.
Right.
Then I tell
And
him yes.
and Ox, are you doing anything for 3 days before your brother comes
Yes,
here?
I am.
Okay. What are you doing?
So, for me, I'm going to be reading my Torchbearer book,
Okay.
and be more secluded, and just kind of have that what? Why can't I think of? I can't think of words today.
I don't know.
What is it when you meditate? Basically, contemplate and meditate. What is my mountain, and how do I move it? For the first thing being trying to figure out what my mountain is.
Okay. What do you think your mountain is?
Honestly, on a player level, I don't quite know. I feel like my mountain is to protect my brother, but that's just Ox in his ignorance. And outside of any sort of ignorant thought, it would be to assist or carry on what he's doing.
Okay. Cool. All right. So I rolled randomly. Start with Tex. What are your questions that you ask over the days?
Alright, so they should be pretty quick. I would ask the book, what is the most likely magical entities for someone to run into while running around?
Undead. 100%.
Does it just give me the so most likely, does it just give me the one?
For your first question, it gives you the most likely.
Okay. Give me the top 10 list.
Top 10. Undead. Aberrations. It would break it down by that. So, cursed humanoids. Fae. That's 4. After that, it would be... wow. An elder creature. And then it would stop. And that's all I would say.
Alright, so now when I'm asking for basically going through the monster compendium, I'm going to start asking them in that order.
Okay. What are undead? That's a long category.
So that's what I mean. I'll get information of each piece of undead and then move through that cycle
Okay.
that way.
Alright, cool. So write those down, and yeah, we'll keep a tally and see if you know. We might have to make a roll. Other than that, yeah, starting with undead. Most common undead creature that you would encounter that you might not even know is a ghoul. With gene modding, they're actually able to almost look human.
Oh, then how often would one run into one?
The likelihood of running into a ghoul is about 45% in someone's lifetime.
Damn.
That I tell the party.
Probably
What's
saw
a
one
ghoul?
or two and didn't even know it.
Yeah, so I've been basically since we're fighting all this weird magic-y shit, and now we found out that fucking magical monsters are real. I'm asking about magical monsters, and it said undead were the most likely, and the most populated one is ghouls, and ghouls are that. Meaning that, holy shit, this magic-y stuff is fucking way more common than what I think we realize.
Tex, on a medical standpoint, something that is dead can't be living.
Yeah, from a medical standpoint, not a magic-y thing standpoint.
I don't like this magic-y crap.
Man's not
Yeah.
wrong. Man's not
The
wrong.
reason why I'm trying
Man.
to learn the rules. That's what I'm trying to do with this fucking cards, because everything's got a rule.
Well, you write down these rules, and then I would like a summary of them, please.
I'm
Everything has a-
first going down the list of what's gonna try to kill us. I think that's most important.
Okay, that's a good way to deal with it, I would think. Yeah.
Yeah.
What are our allies? You should go that route. What would help us?
Ooh,
What are willing to work with us?
Nice.
that's a good route.
There you go. I'm not so much about what's going to kill us. I would want to know who to talk to.
That's true. I could get away with not asking a question per day if we could just find someone a little bit more knowledgeable.
There you go.
You could. Do you have another question then?
Yeah, I'd ask this would be day 2 because that was the third question. So day 2, I would ask it, what allies would we be able to find?
That's how you ask that?
I should say, are there any magical beings that will work with humans?
I know the answer.
There are many magical beings that would work with humans. Magical beings are a common part of everyday life.
Nick, want to help me word it better?
No, I like seeing you write this wish.
Yeah.
This is
All
fun.
right.
Like seeing you write this wish, you fucking sadistic prick. I love it. I wish we
Alright,
were all
so-
teleported with our arms and armor. You teleport and have no legs. Fuck! God damn it!
So I'd ask, what is the most likely magical entity that we could run into that would be able to assist us?
Okay,
That's a very good.
it's a good one. The most likely, and you're asking a librarian.
So like,
And you're asking an anomaly. He says, Anomaly 1144 is the most likely magical entity that could help you out on a day-to-day basis.
What is anomaly? You said 1144.
Yes.
That's the card, dipshit.
Don't help him! Do not help that man! Do not
That
help
was
that
the
man! What's that? I am Anomaly 1144, the library card. That's day 2.
I just love looking at Griffin's face. He's got that, like, just,
You dumb fuck.
I'm disappointed.
I'm not mad.
Fantastic.
I'm disappointed.
Fuck you
I'm
guys.
painting.
You have
I'm
the
not even
ability
looking
to
at the
ask
camera. I'm painting.
This is great.
I'm done.
It's fucking perfect,
Um,
though.
Quick, ask where we can find this library card.
Are you really in charge of the Quickie Mart? Yes. Really? Yes. Really? Yes. Thank you. Go
Alright,
again.
so I would ask it because this would make sense. So wait, fantasy and stuff says there's other races like elves, gnomes, shit like that. Does that stuff exist? And if so, where?
Yes, those creatures do exist. They exist in a place very far away from us. Further galaxies out. Last known contact with any of the progenitor races was hundreds of years ago. Date not actually known. An orc vessel by the name of Prometheus was the last to contact us.
I would mention that to the group. An orc vessel named Prometheus? Is that what was the name?
Prometheus.
Prometheus. Guys, there are orcs flying around in ships.
What's in pork?
You know, fucking. Have you watched TV before? You know, fucking orcs.
Well, if we're talking Lord of the Kings, they're just mud people. If we're talking World of Spacecraft, they're just green people. So.
Well, you got the general
World of
look,
Spacecraft
right?
is
Fucking- beastie looking men that are fucking strong as hell. That's about as good of a description as I got too.
So they got green and teeth, and they're big. I think you've seen those gene mods before.
I mean, fuck, now that magic's real, fucking fantasy we might have thought was fantasy might be real too. And actually, on that thought, I would start fucking Googling popular fantasy stories.
Sure.
And you could give me what I'd find with that.
I would like you to go open Google right now and type in popular fantasy stories, and that's what you find.
Okay. All right.
All right. Well, while that's happening, let's see who else is doing stuff. A 1, Ox. So.
Why am I on a 1?
Because you're the first box next to mine on my screen. So, you meditate. You start kind of, over the next couple days thinking about things. What's my mountain? What's my mountain? What's my mountain? You come to this realization you have no fucking idea what the hell your mountain is. In fact, it's a kind of a stupid idea to move a mountain. He wants me to do something impossible. Maybe it's a metaphor. That's about as far as you get.
Okay.
You kind of, I don't know, you tell me. I want you to, what does your character do when they meditate? Like, how does this encounter go down?
Mostly when Ox is in deep thought, he places objects of reference. Obviously, we're not on the ship, so he doesn't have a lot of those things. So he would substitute with gear that he has. A cartridge shell from his shotgun would represent his brother. Something that would be an obstacle would be like a grenade, or not an obstacle, but a mountain would be a grenade, because that's just gonna blow up anytime he's in front of it. Those kinds of things, because he's very visual, and if he doesn't like what he sees, then he doesn't pretend it does. He doesn't pretend it doesn't exist. He would just rather ignore that it ever happened. So with those everyday objects, it would just be like, so how does my shotgun shell, my grenade, my incendiary round from my machine gun that represents blackjack, and various other degrees, how are they connected, and how do they form this bigger picture? Is the best way that I can.
Okay.
That's all. That's what he's contemplating and thinking about. So.
Gotcha. All right. So unless you got anything else you want to do, 3 days, deep thought. Think about those things, and I may call upon you to tell me what your conclusion is.
Okay. All right.
We'll see. That would be metagame for right now.
Okay, I can't remember if we got the exact info I needed.
Mm-hmm.
I know I got pretty close.
Yeah, you're close, but I told you out of game about that. All right. Next, let's see, Wolf or Leech? Oh, Leech. Roll the 4. So, what is it you're doing? Wolf, starting with.
Morning.
Yeah.
Okay. So the next morning, I would definitely be like, I would prepare like a to-go lunch
Okay.
in the morning, and when she like runs downstairs, I'll be like, mind if I join? As I have a thermos and a sack lunch.
She stops dead in her fucking tracks. Give me a charisma roll, or you can do persuasion.
I do that.
If you accidentally seduce my sister,
She stops, looks at you, and she like throws an eyebrow up. She's like, yeah, come on." Grabs the stuff she usually does, and you guys head out.
Yeah. Well, so as we're driving, I'll be like, I had time to think about your question. So, what do we have to work with? There's 4 of us. Okay. Our squad leader now oversees our Corvette. So on a day-to-day basis, we have a 4-man tack team. Our column is this. This is our breakdown. This is our gear. This is what we are proficient with. I need to know on a better standpoint, are we lacking in gear, know-how, trained tactics? You seem to be this person that I can talk to about this because you oversee security for the farm. Your dad may call the big shots, but you're the one that has to go fight that battle. I'm the one that makes sure I try to fight the battle before the battle begins on a paper pen, on a data pad, pretty much. I don't want us walking into something we can't see or understand. And so that's why I take it upon myself to be as sharp as I possibly can and to make sure my boys are the best they can be.
She's like, well, first of all, and this goes down a long thing. Like, she's doing her whole daily routine, and you're just sucking little puppy dog behind her with a notepad. Just,
Yep.
okay,
Basically.
Yep. Right. She looks at you and kind of gives you this breakdown. She's like, well, let's see. You have a medical specialist. That's good. Not a lot of 4-man teams operate with one. Excellent. You have a sharpshooter or marksman. Excellent. Very good. He's not used to his full potential because he's not fucking sitting in the back out of the way of stuff with a fucking perfect shot on wherever you're at. He's like, foresight and planning need to go into utilizing him 100%. Otherwise, give him a fucking faster shooting rifle and tell him to start laying down fucking lead. 2, my brother's a piece of shit idiot. He likes to run into things and block your bullets that you're shooting at things, so you're going to shoot him in the back. Tell him to figure out a way to fight from range. Hell, if he has to throw punches, like literally punch, like, I don't know, figure something out. He's a dumb fuck, but he's effective once he gets in close, so you could use that to your advantage if you want. It's smart to have him be a distraction, because you know he's going to run in and hit things, because that's his solution to stuff, is just being physical and not thinking about stuff. Ox, working with him, he can set a good support base of fire. If you, Wolf, and him, if you, Wolf, and him all maintain a good base and allow techs to flex to places, you should have no problems. She's like, but your biggest problem is you have no planning, it sounds like. It sounds like there's no pre-set maneuvers. She's like, before you guys even got to that house, we scouted you out. We saw you going through the woods, knew you'd be at the place, decided the best point of ambush. Once we set it up there, we set up the ambush, improved our positions, made sure everyone could see our cover, and our cover was good. No one knew we were there. If one of my guys can't see another one of my guys, then I know their cover's good and that they're camouflaged. Once you were in a position of no return, what did we lead with? Grenades, gas, things that disorient and confuse. She says, we didn't open up with fire. We weren't trying to kill you. So use the tools that they're given. She says, you mentioned a lot of stuff other than Ox carrying a fuck ton of high explosives, which are shit short range. She says, you guys don't have a lot of control. You're a big hammer, and you're asking me to hammer little nails. Sure, if you can push through it, that works. But if you have to be finesseful, you have no finesse. You're a blunt instrument. She says, other than that, I would get another person. I would hire somebody. Or 2, or 7. With what's coming after you, run around with a fucking entourage. She's like, have a scout team. She's like, I don't know why you aren't fucking full to the brim on your ship, that you have a skeleton crew up there flying it around. She's like, pay some motherfucking knuckle draggers that can hold a fucking hose or a cannon and have them point it the right direction. If there's a fire on the ship, put it out. Does not use a gun, shooting motherfuckers. She breaks down this basically just kind of like how to run a military company to you. And other than that small critique of your guys' fighting styles, which some of it's true, some of it's very biased. She doesn't really fought with you guys, doesn't know your dynamic that much. I'm trying to play this from her perspective, not just like give you, hey, this is what the DM thinks. But her perspective would be very much that she works with a scalpel and you guys are a buck knife. Like, you guys are Rambo's knife. That's what you guys are. You're a big dick swinging fucking hard group of motherfucking paratroopers who don't give no shits. And then she's running with like the fucking Force Recon scalpel motherfuckers who are like, one shot, one kill, like crawling out of sewers and shit. So it's 2 different perspectives, but you can tell her job is to run a company of military people and not be a one man. She's not running the A team. She's running, a company, pretty much.
Right.
So that's her perspective: is make a company, build an infrastructure. You have a whole ship that you have so much space on that you're not utilizing. You have a bunch of people. She even makes mention that with your connections and the things you have, and going after the people you're going at, you build a cult, build a following that want to stop these people. You'll find like-minded individuals that know. She's like, hell, half these fucking guys on my team have fought off Diadem. She's like, now you can't steal them unless you can pay them better, which I know you can't. Right now, at least. She's like, basically, that's all you gotta do. She's like, in a nutshell, just have a lot of money and pay a bunch of really good professionals to do the job.
Yeah, just have money, Nick. God.
Yeah, that's
Throw
basically.
money at your problem.
That's the solution.
That's ultimately breaking it down. That's what she's doing. She's paying the best soldiers, has really good gear. If you want a gear critique, she basically just cuts you apart. This armor shit. I don't even know what this red drippy fucking armor plate is on you. Just goes down. Woo! Sneeze. And she's like, he's got some weird fucking custom sniper rifle. This guy's wearing a feather boa in the combat. He's my brother. So, I mean, she just gives that breakdown. And she's just like, you guys look ridiculous.
We work with what we've got.
She is lucky I'm not there. So.
Okay.
Does that answer your question?
How effective are robots?
Fucking great as
That's
shit if
only
you
a
can
handful.
control them. She's like, we got a lot of them around here. A lot of the farm hands are just bots that are dressed up to look like people for aesthetic purposes.
Okay. See, I'll look at her. The idea of running a company and a crew and all that other stuff sounds fantastic. Problem we've been running into is for the last 6 months is we can't trust anyone, and those that we do trust turn on us. So we're kind of working with what we've got in that forum.
So she's like, if I was in your position and I couldn't trust nobody I was with, I'd kill him or move on. It's like, who can't you trust?
Well, we dealt with all of the people we can't trust right now so far.
Well, then you're good.
But we don't know who's a Diadem guy. We don't know, the librarians wiped our minds, so we didn't know about them for a little bit. Yeah. And I'm going to look at her. Magic's real. I don't like it.
Well,
But-
yeah, that's my dad. My daddy told me that once he got us into the family business. But he says he's never seen it. Just knows that there's something out there that's beyond. He just believes.
Oh, I've seen it. Do you want to see it?
I'm sure.
Do you want to see it?
I think at this point, I've been sharing her memory files left and right.
Oh yeah,
because
she's
how
seen a lot of the
good
things that you're
knowledge.
probably gonna show her already, because
Yeah.
you showed her. But
So I'm gonna show her the wood part with all the kids on the trees
she's
and shit,
gross,
and just be like,
grossed out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go about it that way, and just gonna look at her and be like, do you know how to get rid of magic? How to stop magic?
Bullets.
I like your way. Bullets work.
I ain't met nothing I can't shoot enough to die.
That's a good point. Alright. You've given me a lot to think about for the next couple days.
She nods. And yeah, unless you got anything else.
I'm going to, that evening, start flicking through the corporate, these are the corporate guns! Welcome to the Sportsman's Warehouse kind of deal, where I'm just going to start flicking through and start reading about all the different corporate weapons and armors and what our armor is lacking. I'm going to start going about it that way.
Okay.
Piecemealing it together.
Yeah.
Can I actually run into him
Yeah.
in private on one of those days?
Yep. I was waiting to slide that in, but yeah, you could definitely do that.
All right, so
We'll just say you
I'm
guys
assuming
run
it'd probably
into you
just
in the
be later
house.
at night.
Yeah, in the
Yeah.
house one day.
Leech, got a minute?
Yeah. What's up?
Fuck
I'm
no!
sitting
No,
there
I'm
with
just.
my data pad.
Like, let's get somewhere a little bit more private, and we'll just head back to wherever I'm bunking, basically.
Okay.
And I'd just be like, so I want to know your opinion of basically all this fucking magic stuff that's going on.
I'm gonna kind of sit down my data pad as I pull my vape out of my pocket, and I'm gonna look at you and be like, all right, what do I think about magic? My issue with the magic thing is, supposedly, it's been around for a long time. I've read the books, I've heard the lore, magic, right? But scientifically, it doesn't make any sense. Doesn't work. If magic was around, we wouldn't need technology. So, the idea that, okay, magic is gone and now it's back, my is why do we have to deal with this problem? And why is it all of a sudden... I made a drug that was just hallucinate. I saw what daily life on Novus was. Daily life was boredom. So, how do I exploit that on a giant level? I gave someone something to do. And if they can imagine that they can see things, it'd make things exciting. And it worked. My God. I didn't honestly think my first shipment would sell so quickly. You know, the bored housewife. You know, the people that don't have to do the day-to-day grind bought shit. So my issue with magic now is all right, if that's true, and it's all back, and it's real, and we don't have it, it's an anomaly that I don't like. It's an inconsistency. It's a variable that I don't understand in my equation.
So why
And
aren't
honestly,
you
I don't
trying to
trust
find out
it.
more?
Well, I would like to find out more, but I've also got to find out what our enemies are doing. What is going on with the Ox? You know, I feel like there's too much on my plate, to be honest with you. And magic is one of those things that if it really is this big of a deal, then yes, it will become more prolific in our life, and we'll find out more. You know, this whole Gatekeeper, Hellwalker, you know, a cool title. I've seen mercenaries with better titles, to be honest with you. But to me, it's something that I'm like, I don't want to die. That's really it. I'm totally going to be the narcissist and just tell you, I care about me and mine, and you're part of the mine. So, yeah.
So my other concern is, I mean, what do you think about Wolf now? I mean, we've watched him do magic.
Yeah, I know.
Like, do we get him trained to do it now, or like?
I don't know, to be honest with you. I don't know. I don't know what I can trust. I don't know. I think one of my biggest problems with magic right now is how I look at it is when we met those librarians, they totally mind raped us by taking away our memories, which I spent a lot of money to make sure my memories don't get fucked with. I never had to in the past. It's always been there. But now I know that there's a possibility that someone can go in there and just change it just that little bit. That bothers me.
Well, it's kind of why I'm keep investigating this shit, is so we know how to stop that from happening.
I get that. You're taking an investigative approach, which I totally support.
Alright, so if I wanted you to ask questions for me, can we do that?
Can we tag team this? Because I'm dumb.
Well, no, I only get 3 questions per day.
I know.
So I've got to wait. Whereas it seems like I'm the only one using these things. Well, I don't know. Honestly, I'd bet you Wolf is using it in secret. He's fucking casting spells and shit.
Could very well be.
Make him wear a letter on his clothes so we can identify him as a sorcerer.
That's right.
That's how it
always
begin.
has more than 3 questions.
We could.
Card said don't.
Sure. I'll ask your questions. It's kind of like it. Alright, when I was studying to be a doctor, I was worried about being a doctor and learning medicine and all this other bullshit. And then when all of a sudden it was like, well, now I need to learn engineering. First, I wanted to finish the doctor part before I became the engineer. So, yeah, you want me to ask my questions? I'll ask my questions. I'll write them down for you and give them to you as best I can. Does that work for you?
That at least speed up the process a good bit, because yeah, unfortunately, Arcana is not something I can really learn very easily.
What's Arcana?
Not to level 8, and you can take a skill. No, I'm just no. It's not going to. It's mechanics. Doesn't matter. Get out of here.
Sure. Yeah, I'll ask your questions. That's fine.
I'll be
Oh.
good.
You think we should? Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I've been talking to your sister about tactics and troop movements and things we're lacking. And honestly, her opinion was we need to have a bigger crew.
I've said that from the get-go.
You have said that from the get-go. And at this point, I'm thinking maybe that is a better option. But to be honest with you, our crew seems to be filling with a lot more of our people we care about. So if we're going to buy or hire or go about finding these people, we need to realize we are going to still be the first ones through the door, and we hire the rest to make sure that they support us. That's how I'm looking at this.
I mean, did my sister give you any suggestions as to how to recruit these folk?
Money, cult, following, which the following idea totally clicked when you were like, we should totally do the bullshit live stream. I think that could work. I totally think it could work. Let's do a publicity stunt.
Set up a resistance network in the fucking broad daylight.
Yeah.
I do not think Diadem. See, my only issue is if we broadcast anything like Diadem on something like that, they would come down on us hard.
Well, you know what?
Secret societies don't
Ox
like
would
not
be-
being secret.
Exactly. But I think Ox would be way more supportive of that because now we are taking the brunt. Which Phoenix said something to me the other day that really clicked, and the big thing was we do it so that we can protect those that can't. And honestly, he's right. And we need to be that group. We need to be that tip of the spear. And we have the contacts. As I kind of look around, where's Ash? I know she's around here somewhere.
It's not
We
actually.
got HP's back.
Yeah.
We went up into my room for a private talk.
Yeah.
So.
She's not around.
Oh, okay.
She could be.
At least my thought process for recruiting a cruise. I'm not thinking like cult following. I think a little fine tuning. I don't think mass public's what we want. What I'm thinking we do is we've now gotten a list of people that don't like Diadem. I say we find other people like that, people that are about it, people that are already in the loop, and those are the people we recruit.
I like this.
Because I know, at least for me, I can only do so much this magic-y stuff. There are actually people that could do it, and they're out there. I think priority number one is finding one of them and recruiting them. Because fucking why? Or I mean, I could ask all the questions the way I want, but I'm not a specialist. I can't fucking go woo and fucking fire come out of my fingertips. But if we can get someone that can, someone that has the actual knowledge, fuck, we can have them check out Wolf, see what the hell what the fuck that was.
That's a good. I didn't think of that. That's actually good.
We just got to get Ox to clearance. Because honestly, right now, we kind of keep treading on him, and
Well, and I keep
I'm worried
trying
at
to,
what point he'll break. And
I'm
that's
trying to
something I
bring
don't
him
want.
in, and I don't get what to do. It's just like he's so stubborn. It's like I'm trying to work with him. I'm trying to find a way to encompass what he wants, but he's just completely. He just completely shuts. Like he saw all the magic, and he's still saying, "Fuck it, I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to know nothing about it." Like, how do we convey? You gotta, fucking face facts.
Maybe you gotta
That's
look at
my
everything
issue.
through his perspective. That's how I'd think about it. I don't understand Ox that well. I just understand that he's very complicated, and there are times where he is stubborn. You're absolutely right. But maybe we gotta just talk to him, and not
Drama queen or something.
just a little bit, just a little bit.
You are 100%.
Oh my god. No.
That's
Yeah.
I think we should do.
Fuck it. Let's go fucking find him right now.
All right.
You guys gonna go find Ox?
We're
Yeah.
gonna go look for Ox. Yeah.
Ox, where are you? Probably still meditating.
Yeah, I'd be in my room privately, I guess.
Knock on the door.
Thump thump thump.
Yes.
Hey, Ox,
Hey.
it's me and Leech. Do we have a minute?
By all means, friends, come on in.
Walk in. What does it smell like?
Meditation,
Uh,
probably.
Yeah, it's not like incense has been burning or anything like that. It's just, you just see an array of random shit. So, take that as you will. If you want to ask questions about it, feel free to ask questions about it.
Wait, so when you say meditation and an array of random shit, what do you mean by an array of random shit? Like, are you sitting in some sort of circle of, like, dirty laundry? Like, what is this?
Yeah, when you say
not-
that, I'm thinking Jared Leto's Joker, where he's got like 1,000 knives.
Nah, yeah.
Kind of- that's a very good analogy. Like when a soldier preps, they have their gun and they're cleaning it. There's they have the magazine here. They have the trigger and its mechanics here. Everything's in a organized, not quite chaos, but in an organized setup. But it's obviously not. I'm not cleaning a gun. It's a shotgun shell. It's a rifle round. It's a grenade. It's just the things that I had on me.
Okay.
Leech would know because he's been in my room.
I've seen it a couple times now.
Yeah.
What are you doing with that?
It's how I think.
Interesting.
I need identifiers. To put it
Okay.
lightly. What do y'all need?
Well, I personally, because I don't want really this to be like a point of contention or stuff anymore. I just want to understand what's your animosity towards all the magic stuff.
I don't understand it, and I don't like what I don't understand. I don't know how to make that or convey that to you any more clearly. It makes me nervous. I don't know about you, but I don't have any control over magic. Can you control it?
So my question is this: if say we tried to go and recruit someone that can use it and knows about it, is that something you'd be against?
If it's what Phoenix wants, I will support it 100%. Even if it's.
But are you
if it-
comfortable?
what Leash
I
wants.
care what you think.
Oh, now Tex, you don't have to. You don't have to cater to something that you don't believe in.
So you're just as part of the team as we are. That's why I'm asking you how you feel about this stuff.
If we had some sort of fancy magic user on a regular day-to-day basis, I wouldn't be their best friend, but if that's a tool that we need, then that's a tool that we need, and I'll support it. I just know that I don't. They want to put a seance and they need someone to sit in the circle. I'm not the one sitting in the circle.
All right.
So just so I understand, you at least understand magic's real. You just don't like it because you don't understand it. Is that just your basic?
That's my basic.
Cool.
Feels. I'm not
That's what I
denying
need.
that this magic stuff hasn't happened. It's foreign, man. It'd be like I don't know. It'd be like if all the booze in the world suddenly turned into apple juice. It happened, but it just doesn't make sense anymore. And why would anything that cruel happen? You know?
I'm feeling the same way, so don't feel alone.
Yeah.
I don't quite feel alone. I know that it's hard for me to sometimes get my point across, and that people see things from a perspective that I either don't share due to my solitude and due to my bad relationship. But you know, I get given orders and I follow. That's who I am. That's who I will be. But at the same time, if I don't like something, you're gonna know about it. If I gotta rip the lip off of some magic user because, you know, they're doing something that I just don't care for, I'm gonna rip their lip off.
They gonna get it.
They ain't gonna get good. So.
Oh, God. I just thought of something bad. How the fuck do we defend the ship against magic?
I have a feeling the tree's gonna help with that.
That's a thought. You know, we haven't thought about the tree now that we know about magic, huh?
Well, I'm
We
scared of
didn't
that.
think about it
now.
scientifically, but now that's
It's a total
maybe we need to
magical
start
enemy.
thinking of it as a magic tree.
Oh, it is a magic tree. I know exactly what kind of tree that is because I asked about it once. And
Harvest the souls.
yeah, don't die near it. It eats your soul.
But I mean, it's got to eat the soul for something. What does it do?
Keep living. It's a tree from heaven, supposedly.
Well, if it's from heaven, it's got to do something good.
Right now, it's letting our AIs talk to our ship.
I've been told after many a night that I'm a slice of heaven, but that doesn't make me any better than anything else out there.
You get such interesting titles, I gotta say. I don't know what to say.
I got nothing. I got nothing.
Spend a night and you'll learn, my friend.
I appreciate the
At
offer.
this, I start laughing my ass off.
All right. Well, a lot of you continue your conversation for a few more minutes. Sputters out. Eventually, everyone goes their separate ways to the rooms, back to their girlfriends, or back into meditation to try to figure out things. Maybe, hopefully, a little clearer than before. But with that, Wolf, over the course of 3 days, what do you do?
Okay. During breakfast, after first day, talk to Mama Sherman and say, "Ma'am, I to burst your bubble, but Ash was not lying when she said I tried to do most of the cooking on the ship."
Well, there's nothing wrong with that, I suppose. Are you any good?
On occasion, I'm okay. I'm still learning.
She looks. Gives you the come hither. Takes you into the kitchen. And opens a drawer. And hands you a little book. Covered in just brown paper. Wrapped up. And written in really old, faded letters. It says, Sherman Family Cookbook. She's like, you take a gander at this, copy down the recipes, but don't tell Tex.
Yes, ma'am.
I never given any of my boys any of this. Only my daughters. But seeing as the one he wants to bring into this family is all thumbs when it comes to the kitchen work, I want my boy to eat good.
I understand.
Okay. But she basically allows you to copy down the stuff. So if you make recipes off there, add a +1 to your rolls for cooking checks.
Nice.
If you do take food from here to your replicator and use food and the cookbook, that is a cumulative +2.
Okay.
Fucking +1 variable +2 cookbook. Best magic item.
Right? Right?
After speaking with her, I would do whatever chores were available
Yeah.
needed to be done.
If there is none that need to be done, some suddenly become invented, and you're
Yeah.
cleaning shit that doesn't always get cleaned. The lampshade bottoms need cleaning. Tip them over,
Yeah.
get the... It's like, what the fuck?
mean,
There.
underneath the couch. No, I don't mean like underneath it. I mean like get
The
that little
the
bit on the
yeah,
bottom.
the bottom of the couch.
Cobwebs.
Yeah, right.
After I'm done with the chores, I wouldn't go to my room. I would take the stones with me out, and I would try to find a large tree to sit under.
There's not a shortage of those around the house.
Okay. And I would just sit and contemplate. And
Okay.
I would only take one out each day. I would only take the first day. I'd only take red fire out. I'd only take white death out,
Okay.
and just sit and stew over them. Like, what is this? What do
Okay.
I guess I hope you understand what I'm trying to do here.
Yeah, you're trying to figure
Okay.
out the fuck they are, right? Yeah. So. So as you're sitting under the tree and you're kind of contemplating this, Tex's dad finds you under the tree. And you're like, them there stones that your friends say ensorcelled you?
Yes, sir.
Did you say sorcelled?
It's a
Yeah.
real word, ensorcelled.
Beautiful.
I know the
That's a real word?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was
No,
totally.
to be
Well, I
ensorcelled
just
by
got a
somebody.
+1 to my vocabulary. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Trying to teach a little bit of teaching every now and then. It's
I'm
good
gonna
for
use
good
that
for the
as a
body.
seduction technique somehow.
John,
I've got
shoot
sources.
guns. I wanna. But he you can go through those. I didn't write them up, but I can give you like a brief summary after we're done here.
Let's do that.
So, okay. He kind of looks you up and down and just kind of goes, so, what you know about him?
I know their names. I know what they do. Like if you attach them to a weapon.
Yeah,
What I
a little bit, yeah. You got a little bit of that info, yeah.
All I know is their names, and I'm not 100% sure what they do, but I think they do extra damage when you put them to a weapon. Like they do some magic-y thing.
He's like, about 15 years ago, when Clyde was taken, before we heard that he was okay from his sister, before he got into trouble, and after I met Ox's brother, I was new to this world of magicking stuff. This odd force that exists in the world. He says, I just knew it to be something from books, dusty ones that just wasn't around no more. He's like, and I saw it in that young man's hands, as I saw it in his companion's eyes. Every day I looked. It was very hard to tell at first, but it slowly was dwindling away in each and every one of them. He's like, now if these are truly magic rocks you got here, he says, this place is poison to them. He says, but 15 years ago, back to my story, I went with a few other group members of my collective paladins. We found a place deep in the ground. A place where it's real hard for things like particles to descend to because of the amount of earth that was in between them. A place where, for all intents and purposes, that mana bomb didn't touch. He says, we found something in there that we thought was just the most amazing thing ever. Small, he puts his hands up, little winged lady. Said she was a pixie or something, a fairy. And she was stuck down here. So, being the good folk we did, we brought her back up. When we brought her back up, she was so happy to see the sunlight again, and it was a beautiful sight. For a few months, she was okay. But she slowly told us that this place is poison. Magic don't belong here. It dies slow. And so did she. She was so grateful for us saving her that she didn't want to go back. So I guess what I'm saying is, if those are truly magic rocks, you got something special in your hands. Whether or not people see it or not, you got something that's very fragile. You gotta take care of it. And if you can, make sure you get as much info on it as you can. He's like, find somebody who knows more than you. Don't be stubborn, be humble about it, and try to figure it out. He's like, everybody, every single one of the members of our order that's still alive, we're dwindling too. It ain't to magic poison, it's just to age. He says, a lot of us have tried. That library group, fucking fickle assholes, lock away and keep all that knowledge. They're usually benign, so we haven't gone after them, and they are sometimes downright helpful, but he's like, eventually, if they find out what you have, they may come calling for it. And a potential ally you think you have might be an enemy. He says, just, it's fragile. Keep it safe.
Who? I don't trust Lara with these. Who do I ask? Do you know someone I can ask?
Kind of turns and does that thing, puts his hands in his pocket and turns and looks at the sun as it's going down. You guys kind of sitting there. You at the tree, him looking over the thing, and he's like, I know one. I know a one. And he just walks away.
Now interrogate him.
Now shoot him in the leg so he can't crawl away. Ah, my old man
no,
leg.
He shoots people in the dick, thank you.
It's all cock shots. Cock
The
shot.
third leg.
Tripod, no more. All right, continue.
First step. In the basically, John, I think I'm trying to attune to these.
I know. I got you.
Okay, just making sure.
Mm-hmm.
I would do the same. I would actually try to help Mama Sherman, if I could,
With what?
with breakfast if she'd let me.
Yeah. She won't turn it down. So which
And-
two are you attuning to? White Death and
Red
okay.
Fire.
Okay. All right. So in
Um,
the morning after
and-
you attune to those,
Yes.
you can feel an odd empowerment in your body. Like, you know, these can attach to something and provide extra when used. They'll call an elemental force to them, and they are quite potent. You also feel sick to your stomach when you do it. Just like there's some coppery, nasty taste in the pit of your chest that just won't go away. You can do that, Leech. You're fine. You don't need to save. You're good.
No, I was gonna say I'm saving to see if I actually throw up.
Oh, you could probably, if you wanted to, with a little bit of retching, you're gone. You're puking.
Okay.
Blech, blech. Feel fine after it's out. No, what were you saying, Tex?
I was just gonna say, side note to you, if you're helping out Mama Sherman in the kitchen, since I know you're trying to get proficient with cooking tools, keep that in mind when you're doing your rolls, because working with the master gives you better rolls.
Assuming she's a master. Ooh, she probably is
Yep.
by this point. So, yeah. Yeah, no. For 3 days, if you want to help her cook, she does not protest the help. Every morning you wake up after that incident under the tree, though, you're sick to your stomach.
Hmm.
Oh god, the tree made him pregnant.
He's having a
Punch him in the
baby.
pregnancy.
Punch him in the pregnancy. Oh my god. You're so bad. Terms of service. We can't Twitch stream anymore. Anyway. Uh,
I would. On the third day, I'd actually do. I can never remember his name.
who?
That's Clyde's dad.
Just call him
Alder.
Pa.
It's
Alder.
Alder. I had to look. Fuck him.
I would go up and ask him. So, I assume y'all brew some of your own.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever thought of selling it?
He kind of shrugs. He's like, we could.
So I have a proposition. I had an idea to kind of have a little bit of passive income.
What's his idea?
Start a legit distillery under pseudonyms.
And you want to package and sell my stuff?
No, I'm not saying your stuff. I'm asking, would you provide some of the produce? Say we make vodka, some of the potatoes, we make mead, some of the honey, so on and so forth.
I will gladly sell to a friend of the family at a discounted rate.
Okay. That is all. Thank you.
Good day. He goes about his business.
That's
Alright,
all.
so 3 days have passed. A lot of you have done different things, different scenarios, little moments of interaction with each other, with other people, with Clyde's parents and family. Making booze, yeah, right. With this, the 3 days have passed. And early that morning, more correctly late that evening, like 1 or 2 in the morning kind of thing, you get that feeling again, Wolf, just kind of pit of your stomach, ugh. And the call comes in. Pretty much all of you are alerted, like, we have incoming. There is a 1 Jacob action inbound on our position. A lot of you kind of
Fox.
wake up. Yep.
Tell your brother to come after sun comes up.
Is it that day already?
It is that day already.
Shoot him down.
You're like,
I thought you wanted to protect him,
Protect
not
you.
kill him. You're really confusing me.
I'm gonna love you to death.
Oh man.
I don't want others to kill you because I want to kill you.
Oh, hey, Blackjack.
Well, hope you're all ready.
I am.
Just so you know, he is a force to be reckoned with. Whatever you do, don't argue with him. Please don't argue with him.
Yeah, I want him to train me. Why am I gonna argue with him? That guy is
Oh,
a
trust
registered
me.
ass kicker.
You'll find a reason. He's a good man, but he's not the easiest to get along with.
Yeah, that's pretty much everyone in this group.
He's your brother. That makes sense.
John closed his roll 20. Shame.
No,
Yeah.
Fine.
I just, what the shit?
Yes.
Yo, that's fucking weird. Oh, it's because I opened it in the other thing. That's why. Derp da derp. I didn't mean to. So, check this shit out. That's
How long
funny.
has that been going on?
No, I had another campaign open on the other set of windows I had because I needed to look up something from an earlier campaign. And when I hit reload on my page because it wasn't loading the music, I was like, what the fuck? I hit reload. It reloaded me to the other campaign. So I was like, wait, what? What? No! Apparently, we're back in the Hellwalkers campaign. 10 out of 10.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Well, we were talking about wanting to put together a one-shot anyway. So
Yeah, right? Alright, here we go. Everybody's level 22.
Roll
Fucking,
initiative?
yeah, roll initiative. God comes down, shoots you in the dick, you die. Alright. That was fun. There's dick shots for days. Alright.
He's my patron.
So,
God, the echo.
the day comes that all of you are pretty much dreading or excited about stepping off this pretty baller fighter. It is what you would expect, like a space A-10. Thing's got a huge, like, central spinal cannon of a Gatling gun with, like, just missile pods. It looks like it can hold, like, 3 people in it, like 2 and then another person in the cockpit. It has a small area where you could probably take about a 5-man team. So it's almost more like a transport, like a gunship, than it is a fighter, but it's definitely built on a fighter platform. Jet black, and it comes in, lands in the front yard of the fucking farm.
Show off as ever.
Yeah, most definitely. Ox, you see stepping out for the first time in the longest time, a familiar face. Describe to us what your brother looks like.
So, Jacob will be. He won't be taller than me. He'd be more like 6'2", and so still tall. The build. No one's as big as me, so his build is. He would look, if you were to put the two of us together, he would definitely be the weaker looking one.
He's the weaker of 2 massive bodybuilders. Correct. Continue.
Yes. He's got a scar going down north to south on his eye, but the eyes can still see. He has the most luscious of hair. It is shoulder length, wavy, black, horse mane, like, and all of his.
Think Fabio.
Very much so. But Fabio with not only with great head hair, but like facial hair.
Oh, it's superb. It's like what Ron Perlman wants to grow up to be. That's hard. That's tough.
Yes. And he would have other various scars, arms, legs. Some look like stab wounds, some look like slash wounds. Probably looks like you probably see a broken bone or 2 that got reset the wrong way. And then he's got a sense of
Machismo.
yeah. Ooh, good on you. Yes, he's got
plus
a very,
1.
very large machismo about him.
All right.
So he walks into the room and it's like, whoa.
Yeah, it's an aura of whoa. Looking at this man walk in, it's that. However, he's wearing what you can only tell as like a tack vest, like an armored plated carrier tack vest with a fucking knife, a handgun, and just like handgun mags. And on the back, he's just got like a rack which has a set of bolt cutters and a fucking power sledgehammer with like pneumatic ends, and he's got on the other side an expanding like bracing rod, like that you'd use to like hold like a house when it's falling over kind of thing. He has one of those. Fucking just massive. That camouflage pants. Tactically got a gun belt with a huge pistol on his side, so he's carrying 2 pistols. And fucking goddamn cowboy boots on.
Red.
The man looks up at you, kind of flicks back the hair, pulls down the hands over the mustache and the goatee, and he just looks at you. He's like, "Well, you gonna give me a hug, little brother? What the hell?" He comes in, and it's one of those overly bro hugs, just huge.
Yeah. And
The music change was perfect.
Yep.
Yes.
Fucking heroic. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
It's definitely a good, wholesome hug, but if anyone can see my face, it's just very like, fuck.
Mhm. So the first
You know?
thing as you get in and hug him for the first time in a long time is you feel just there's something a little different, something a little off. Kind of give that hug and you pull back, and right over the back of his bicep you can see there's some cybernetics right here on the back, like where his trap is and stuff.
You've upgraded.
Parting gift from that little scumbag war god.
Oh, I heard what you did to him.
Broke his body into pieces. His mom's just really good at puzzles.
He doesn't like you much.
I wouldn't like me much if I was him either. That psychopathic little fuck. Well,
you're here.
mm-hmm.
What's next?
He kind of says, well, it'd be rude if I didn't say hi to an old friend. He walks up to Alder. They give him like that clasp bro handshake, the warrior shake kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Gets in there. He's like, it's been a long time, old friend. He's like, kids are doing good. He's like, awesome. Excellent. Good to hear. We'll have to go down and check on them. He's like, I went down the other day. They're doing good. Excited to see a friendly face. He's like, well, that might have to wait a little bit. Let's go inside. Still got that basement room? He's like, that's where we talked with you and your brother for the first time. Ox, you see him look back over his shoulder, and he shoots you a smile that you've seen 100 times before when he's about to do some cool shit, right? And he's like, nice. And he's like, come on, Oxy, bring your friends.
Don't
Oxy.
call me Oxy.
He's like,
Oxys.
oh, all right, Petey, it's no big deal. Oh, wait, and he kind of goes, wait a minute, that's what that dipshit Monada called you. I'm sticking with Oxy.
Yeah, come on, Oxy, let's go.
Do you see what you started?
Tex, give me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, whoa. I am both excited and afraid all at the same time.
Oh my God.
You see Ox's brother, Jacob Action, shoot you the dagger eyes and look at you, and you swear to God, he puffs up like a cobra. Just, he's like, hey, motherfucker. No one calls him that but me. As you are intimidated.
You cut out.
Oh, he just basically points at you and says, hey, motherfucker. No one calls him that but me. As you are now intimidated. You're shaking
Whoa.
shaking for a minute.
No disrespect, man. I was joking around. I've got a lot of respect for what you do.
You kind of say that in between some cracky voice and some small but kind of noticeable tremors to the people looking in the right way. And he's like, good. This is your house,
let's
isn't
move
it?
on.
Yeah. Because Alder's just looking at him like, and Alder's just like, yeah.
Listen.
He's like,
listen.
Jacob, I'd like you to meet my son Tex. He's like,
I'm not laying with him. You don't have to put on the whole show, okay?
good. It's got a weird face. All right, let's go. I can't believe you rolled a fucking 1. So good. He shoots an intimidation at you. I was like, all right, his intimidation's like at a plus like 8 or something right now, so easy, right? Nope, fucking rolls a 1. All right. Couldn't.
I'd probably be afraid of him if he got in my face anyway.
I can't make this
guy
shit
is
up.
The one person Diadem's afraid of. Yeah, I'd probably be pretty intimidated if he got in my face and stared daggers at me.
Wouldn't know. All right, anyway, so you guys make your way into the house, maneuver around some, the same kind of things you've seen in there for the past 3 or 4 days, and make your way into the kitchen, past the little old school cellar, and as you get down there, you hear that nice thump as the cellar doors close. And everyone starts taking seats with Peter sitting next to Alder. The rest of
Ox.
you, huh?
My
Oh.
name is Ox.
Sorry, not Peter. Jacob sits next to Alder. Sorry.
Mhm.
Two actions in the same room is too much for me at once, man. I can't handle it. It's too much. So with that, sitting down, you see Alder pull out some shot glasses, and Jacob's like, "We're gonna need them." Slides them across the table to everybody, and he's like, "So, Alder here filled me in on a little bit of what's going on." Looks directly at you, Ox, and he's like, "But I want to hear it from the fucking horse's mouth. So what kind of shit are you in?"
Well, I ran into Lawrence, but you don't have to worry. Nothing happened. We fought him. I ripped his lip off. Everything's fine.
That gets the fucking biggest grin on his face. He's like, "God damn it, standing up for yourself, fine. Good job, little bro. Good job. These are your friends. I heard a little bit about them, seen some videos. Seems like you guys can handle yourselves."
So far, so good. Our biggest issue is we're fighting Diadem just like you are, but on a different scale, much smaller scale. And we have their best hunter, Blackjack, on us.
He's not their best. He's good, but he's not their best.
Well, that's what I've been trying to tell everybody, but no one wants to listen to me. So, and we have 20 days left to live, according to Blackjack.
Well, probably less than that. Slides a data tablet on the table. Tick, 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 tick. Opens up. Y'all are receiving a file from it if you'd like to accept it.
Mm-hmm.
There is a image of little Jake and his fighter jet flying through a stealth crew, just shooting the shit out of one of the ships. And they all have diadem markings on them. 3 drop ships.
You passed this on your way here?
Yep.
How do they know we're here?
I have no fucking idea. He's like, but knowing Blackjack, he probably is reporting on, "Hey, I know where these guys are at this point. You're also on fucking the goddamn holy grail of everything they want." He looks over at Alder. "Have you showed them the children?" So I checked on them, but none of them seem too keen on running down to a daycare center. Let's fucking go right now. Come on. And he gets up from the table, turns, grabs the bottle with him. Let's go.
So every move he makes,
Yeah.
just looks elegant.
It's an elegant power.
His hair always catches. There's not even a breeze in the room, but there's wind blowing his hair.
So he's Terry Crews. Got
He's
it.
fucking Terry
Yes.
Crews. He's Terry. That's
Exactly.
the best thing. If Terry Crews has a righteous ass mustache, this is fucking Terry Crews. Just perfect.
Power.
Power. Oh man. Ah! But anyway, Alder says, "Now come on, Jacob. You know they're sleeping right now. We might as well just go in the morning." He's like, "Fine. We should talk strategy anyway." He
You're
throws.
talking, but we can't hear you.
No, I can hear him.
Really? Okay.
I can hear John just fine.
Okay. So.
Locke, can you hear us?
Reset your mic, put it up, and then put it back down.
Hello? Can you hear me, Ox?
Locke, can you hear us?
Is it me who can't hear?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, we have no bananas. Oh, man.
I don't know what Greg's saying, but I don't like it.
So good.
Wow.
Check your headset.
It's so
Not
funny.
even the one hating this time. Jesus.
What about now?
Better? Warmer? Stronger?
Better?
Ox?
No? Yes, no.
Griffin? Grox? Oxen? No, that actually works, though. I don't want to call him that. Petaxin? That's a drug I know how to use.
You hear it here, folks. He knows how to use drugs.
Hey,
Check your headset.
just type it.
Come on, Oxy boy, you can do it.
Check the headset. Check the headset, nerd!
You're muted.
We can't hear you now, yeah. I almost want to like write on the screen like we can't fucking hear you, like in big letters. You muted. Nope, nothing. Check your outbound. Well, this is
You
kind
did
of
something. The fuck was
Yep.
something.
There it is. Yay!
It
Hey!
was on your keyboard, wasn't it?
No, I literally pushed nothing.
That's weird.
It just
Now Trey's just jumping in and out all the time. What
It
the
wasn't
fuck?
connecting, so.
there you go. All right.
Trey,
But
So-
it was great to watch all you guys go.
Yeah, I can hear him, right? Okay. So here we go. All right. So he's like, remember I told you Blackjack's not the best hunter?
Yeah.
He's up there. He's probably their best stalker, best finder, but not the best hunter. He's blinded by his personal code for shit. He won't let anybody. He's like kind of rubbing his hands across his chin. He's like, he won't let anybody kill you but him. And you said, you have how
I'm
many
sitting
days?
there nodding my head.
And
20 left.
Well, how many guns do you have here, Alder? He's like, contingent about 100. Get him on alert. He says, because the two chasing me were a lot scarier.
Who's chasing you?
He throws up 2 pictures. And I need to...
Trey, can you hear us? Trey?
I don't know if he can hear anything at all.
Yeah.
Discord broke for a second.
Yeah, I don't know.
Didn't break it all for me. I can hear everything.
Oh, look, everyone in Arizona's doing just fine.
It's fucking superior place to be. That's all it is.
Hey man, you were already talking about coming out here. It's a very easy choice now. Discord's better here.
Alright, let me see if I can get these uploaded so you can see.
There we go.
Hey, you did it. You're a winner.
What happened?
It just fixed itself, didn't it?
Yes.
Of
Server's
course, now his
catching up.
camera's frozen.
Yeah, now your camera's frozen.
He looks so
Yeah.
stumped too.
I was like, what the hell happened?
There we go.
Because it said no route at one point.
That is
Hey.
weird.
It's the rhythm bot.
Right before, right after that, it fixed itself.
So what
Actually-
you missed was there's scarier people after Mr. Action over here, and
No surprise there.
and Alder said, or he's told Alder to get his 100, or he's got about 100 guys that can fight.
No. Thank you.
And they've got multiple drop ships.
I remember that.
Yeah, just missed the last little bit.
Mm-hmm. Sorry.
I didn't know there was anything wrong until I was like looking at him because he's totally like looking so stumped on his computer.
Mhm.
I was like, all right.
That's why I was asking Trey, can you hear us?
No. I couldn't hear a thing.
What did you just link, John? Because I don't see it.
I'm doing it
Picture
right now.
of-
Hold on.
Oh, okay.
Scary people.
And you guys get...
The 2, I think it is.
Alright. He says, the 2 after me. He flicks up a holographic display on the thing. Fool and Hawk. He's like,
Oh.
the worst hunter you're gonna find is Hawk.
I don't see any image. It's
Mhm.
just a note.
Oh, why'd I put that in only to GM?
Wait a minute.
Control X.
Is Hawk a name we know?
Control
No.
V.
Mm-mm.
I didn't even know fool was an option. I'm gonna look
Yeah,
at my
those are
notes.
both new.
No, Fool's
No,
not,
Hawk
not
has always
new.
been there.
Okay.
I would say that. I'd be like, wait, who's Fool? We've heard Hawk, not Fool.
No, it's Fool that we know of. He's the unorthodox one. He's the
What?
one that'll burn a planet down in order to find one person.
They've all been there since the.
You're laggy as fuck.
You're fine.
Well, we heard that loud and clear.
There you
what
go.
I said was, Fool has been. Hawk's been on there since. Well, they've both been on there since Correspondence 1.
Oh, have they? Okay.
No, they're not in
Take
my
it back.
notes for names we have then.
He's like, I don't even think Fool remembers her name. And Hawk? Well, Hawk's a piece of shit.
Just
Ah.
a thought. Describe Fool to me.
Only run into her one time. Likes to use a lot of poisons, make things all fucking weird and trippy for people. He's like, if you don't got rebreathers on, you're fucked. If you have any exposed skin, you're also fucked. He's like, that shit'll get into you and you'll start hallucinating as fuck. She's a tech whiz. She'll scare the shit out of you. She's literally killed people with fear before. She's like, actual heart attack death from scaring the absolute fuck out of people.
So I would give it, because you said any any exposed skin, you're screwed. So you haven't seen her like actual physicality, like.
Only seen what's inside the mask. Just the eyes.
Okay.
Teched up to glow red, I don't know, something, maybe some kind of actual shit, but she's fucked up. Only ever seen her briefly. Hawk? Well, I crippled this ship, so he ain't gonna like it.
Yeah, I gotta say, your rod is fucking amazing.
Thanks. Custom built.
No.
I was expecting a mech, though. I mean,
He's like, don't know anything about Fool, but Hawk I know quite a bit about. Goes by the name Parsons at one point. He says,
No.
he's like, absolute fucking big dick swinging gunnery sergeant at one point in time, and probably the best fighter pilot I've ever met.
wait.
Is
Do you
his
say
first name
no out
Kelly?
loud?
Yeah.
What did you ask? I didn't hear.
I would ask, is his first name Kelly?
So, you know him.
Which one was that?
That's Hawk.
That's what I thought.
Leech, don't tell me you pissed off their strongest hunter.
Well, at a time I did, yes.
I didn't do it
I've
recently.
got a mafia after us. You've got their Diadem strongest officer after us.
Parsons. P-A-R.
Thank you.
S-O-N-S.
He then goes, but if the best part about this is, if you have Blackjack hunting you, and he said he's gonna kill you, and he gave you a countdown, this is gonna be funny. He just kind of kicks back, throws his boots onto the table. He's like, sorry, Alder, but this is genuinely the most joy I've ever seen in my entire life. He's like, you ever see Dnd5e fight each other? Because you're gonna see it now.
Oh, so we take care of the problem by sitting here.
No, we'll still have to take out probably a couple hundred drop troopers they're gonna sacrifice
well,
onto this
yeah.
farm. But yeah, he's like, so they should be here in about an hour. I think that's how much my my little booster jump gave me. So if you got any prep work to do, batten down the hatches, hide the kids, make sure the guns are loaded, because shit's gonna get hot.
Kid.
Hide your kids,
Ah,
hide your wife.
fuck.
They're raping everybody down here.
I'm just gonna be like, Pa, do we get Ma and Ash and everybody, all non-combatants down and with the kids, I take it?
He nods. He's like, they'll head down there. He's like, we got an hour. That's more than enough time. Don't got to take no secret routes or nothing like that. He's like, just looks at the farm. He's like, Man, they're gonna blow this thing to shit, aren't they? We've been meaning to remodel.
Well, I guess we don't need to go take care of that problem in town for you.
At least not today.
He's like, it depends on how much overflow there is from the farm. The town's a good 3 or 4. It's a good hour away by car, so unless you guys are dropping nukes again, it should be okay.
Well, I meant the gang problem that we were going to go deal with.
You could always still do that after Diadem attacks the farm. So.
I'd be like, hey, Mr. Action, do the Hellwalkers pay per Diadem head?
He's like, I think I should probably put up that bounty. Yeah. Yeah, we do.
Alright, I like this now.
Double for face cards.
I definitely like this now.
So,
We can fuck null heads, we're gonna be walking around with Diadem heads now.
No
Jacob,
flavor.
we only have an hour. You and I need to talk. Everyone else, please prep the way that you need to, but I need to talk to my brother.
He's like, you heard the man fucking beat feet.
Yeah, I dashed off to go get Ash and my mom down into the shelter.
Okay. And we'll do this little interaction with you, Ox, and then I'll probably call it for the night. So.
Next time.
Yeah. So next week there is going to be a fuck all of a fight.
It's gonna be the entire stream.
That might take
Easy.
this fight may take 2 to 3 streams.
Oh shit!
It's a
One
big
fight or
fight.
multiple fights?
We'll see how. I don't know yet. I know what's coming. I know what is presently here, and I know what NPC players you guys have versus what NPC players they have. So it'll be fun. But a lot of you move up. The fucking bolted door slides back, and Ox and you and your brother are left down there. Alder kind of
Right.
blocks the door and kind of pushes everybody out, gives you guys your privacy.
I got a lot of questions. I know a lot of it's probably going to sound stupid to you, but
He looks at you straight in the eye and he's like, nothing stupid. Shit's been weird since we've been split.
alright. First, thank you. Just thank you for running and keeping Manada busy and chasing you for as long as you did. I was so scared that he had you when we run into him, and it does my heart good to know that you're alive and that you're safe.
He nods and he's like, I would not take care of you, little brother.
How the fuck did you find yourself in this? What is a gatekeeper? Who is this torchbearer? And how are you taking on armies by yourself? I've seen the videos.
He flips you a coin. That thing's brought me a lot of luck.
Okay.
He's like, let's just say a short little badass gave it to me a long time ago. And I just felt goddamn compelled to do what he needed to get done. Gave me a set of keys and I've been watching all along.
So, what is it you're doing? Like, I know that you're saving these kids, but outside, and I know that you're protecting them from Diadem and the experiments that they're doing. But what else is out there? Like, seriously, I just found out that there was magic, probably about a month and a half ago.
I know, right?
Dude, I don't like it. I don't know how you feel about it. I mean, if you're trying to tell me that this coin is magic, then alright, but
He just shakes his head. It's something more than magic, my friend. He's like, I don't know exactly what it is. I'm not even going to pretend like I know all this stuff. All I know is Diadem is going about things all wrong. They're trying to take and prune and make a population to run. These kids are our best hope at stopping Varos when he comes back. You know about that guy? Did you read about him yet? You heard anything? I know you got... He gives you the fucking breakdown of the last campaign.
yes.
He gives you every fucking little tidbitty detail from Syntix's point of view. And it's like,
So what?
He's like, then that fucker blew up a bomb, and we've been kicking his ass ever since. But then the little man and his crew had to go. There's a bigger threat down below in hell, and they had to take care of it.
So is that where the Syntix guy is at?
Yeah, him and all of his buddies. Down there fucking shit up 24/7, 365, left hand, right hand. Fucking little guy had a big ass fucking sword mace fucking thing. One of the guys had a Mega Man arm. Fucking, it was weird. They brought a turtle with them. Shit was out of control. He's like,
Sorry.
Not a monkey fucked up.
Oh,
yeah,
Well.
no.
sorry.
Yeah.
Whew.
Yeah. He's like, all he told me is that I'm the last one because one had to stay behind to hold the keys. And ever since then, I just been filled with this desire to beat the shit out of these guys because we need these kids. Because when Varos comes back, so does magic.
So does what?
So does magic. And if those kids are pruned and killed or flied away, we don't stand a chance.
Alright.
He's like, there's another group called the Librarians. They're locking it all away. Destroying it, neutralizing it, or keeping what they can quantify and use.
Yeah, we're familiar with them.
Mhm.
That's how we got introduced to magic, and that's why I don't particularly like it.
Yeah, a bunch of fucking dickweeds, those guys. Like, thinking they know what's best for everybody. They don't even consult everybody.
So protecting these children is to fight this Varos guy.
Hells yes it is. But first we gotta get rid of Diadem. Because if they keep going, they got their fingers in every honeypot. From here to Zuen.
So they're just a hill, though. Varos is the mountain that we're in front of.
He smiles. He's like, you been reading? I didn't know you
have.
could read.
Ha ha.
He's like, yeah. He's like, Varos isn't our mountain. He points down. That's their mountain. They'll get him. Our mountain is Diadem.
Alright.
And on top of that mountain's a crown. And we're gonna knock that fucking stupid looking crown off their head. At least I am. He's like, I ain't gonna tell you no.
Okay. Well, when this fight is done, I want to learn what you have. Maybe I can show you some of the things that I've been working on too, because I'm more than just a swift driver and a guy who can shoot. So pick up some things. I like to blow shit up, big bro.
He's like, that's a useful talent these days. He's like, so we getting the band back together? Your friends in on this, or we're gonna have to cut them out?
No, they have a choice to make. They're more than welcome to be a part of this. I mean, I still have a hard time understanding what all this is, but you know me, I'll follow you.
It's a grudge match that we didn't start, but we're gonna finish.
I'll follow you to hell and back. So
Just taps on his waist, and you hear a jingle in his pocket, and he's like, I could get us there if you want, but we don't want to. Let's focus on our mountain, little brother.
okay.
All right. And with that,
One,
go ahead.
one more question.
Go ahead.
Council of Five.
Mm-hmm.
Can we trust them?
They're the only ones who don't have a say in the matter. They have to help.
And what if we know them? Or know one of them?
If you know a council member or a council of 5 person, he's like, do you? He like leans in like, really? Do you know a council member? Like, really?
I'm trying to remember if this is Griffin metagaming or if this is Griffin remembering correctly.
So I'd asked you earlier. No, I think we did in character find out that we
With the
pieced
card,
together.
right?
You
Yeah,
piece
yeah, with the
together,
card, we pieced together
you
that
piece
Owen
together some
is,
stuff.
so
Oh
that we do
yeah,
have it
yeah,
together.
yeah, you do.
I was talking about the...
About Chris.
Oh, we know about Chris.
Oh, no, he's talking about fucking Helix Protocol.
Yeah, I'm talking about Helix Protocol.
Oh.
Oh.
And what do you ask
can't
about
remember.
them?
I think I remember Greg asking, "What the fuck is that creature?"
Yeah, oh yeah, Greg asked. It's an
in the
Olithid.
library. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just can't remember if they mentioned the library mentioned Council of Five or not. So.
We know the Council of Five, what they are, and their names.
Yeah. And an Olithid is not one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
The only thing that we ever heard of that has tentacle things is Ashbourne, which is in the diadem notes. And they mention that there's tentacle face guys.
But your answer to him asking, have we met any of the Council of Five? Yes, technically I would have.
Yeah.
And then Alder would have as well.
So I think we got a connection to one, to say the least.
I've been hunting these motherfuckers down for a hot minute. You get me an introduction with one of them, we can make some moves. He's like, with the 5 of you, that makes us 6. Get one of those on board, they at least count as 2 or 3.
Alright. Well, shit's about to get crazy. I need to prep my guns, and I need to shine my buttons. I'm gonna flip the coin back to him, and just be like, there you go.
Heads or tails?
Tails.
Okay.
Hope I didn't just kill my brother.
Well, your next roll is either a nat 1 or a nat 20.
So,
We'll see next
Alright.
fucking time we play. And yeah.
On the initiative roll.
Yeah, right. Fucking Jesus.
Quick, make a check. Go hunting.
I shoot the sun, it explodes, nat 20, you kill the world, it wins. If nobody has this, ha ha ha! But no. Yeah, so that's where we'll stop for the night. Pretty good setup to a shit show. I had it ready. I had it ready for tonight, ready to go with how everything is gonna happen, but you pushed it out a little bit, got some good info, found out a few good things. Good. You guys are gonna see
a lot of important RP done too.
you're gonna see what happens when one person from Diadem fights another person from Diadem. Because you guys went here before the 30 days were up. So that was good.
Kinda want Blackjack to win so I can kill him and get his armor.
I just want him murdered so I can get his loots.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna guess that Diadem members don't fully kill each other, just, put them into enough pieces that Humpty Dumpty can be fixed.
I don't know, we'll see.
You assume.
He did mention there was some he did not like.
Ooh.
Yeah. Neither of those two are on that list, but we'll see.
I know.
So let's run to those other guys. No. But anyway, yeah. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. Sergeant Z, fucking 16 months, you madman. Thanks for that shit, brother. Appreciate it. Yeah, we'll catch you guys next week. There will be a firefight, to say the least.
Yeah.
So,
Or
adios. If you like what you saw, there's a little thing down below. You can click on it, join the Discord, ask me a bunch of questions. Actually, I had a few people do that. It's pretty kind of neat, kind of fun. And then, yeah, we'll see you guys next time. Adios.